before we can revisit going back to Wednesday. But I like Wednesday. I liked doing it on Wednesday, so I'm thinking that might happen.
Could be the case.
Finding us everywhere.
In all of the possible places we could possibly be. We're only broadcasting to 2 platforms, but we're on 3 pages. Well, check that one out.
I know.
Big fun, huh?
The weirdness.
It continues. Unabated.
Continues. Unabated.
Unabated.
How is everyone? Who's ready for a drink?
I believe Andrew and
Hi,
Mike and Abra.
Andrew, hello. Hi, Abra. Good to see you. Yay. Okay, good. We got fun people here. I'm ready for a drink. Hi, Mom.
Well, hello. Sonia and Linda is watching us.
Yes.
How about that?
All right. Well,
we're here. The inspiration behind this was a celebration of those procedural cop shows from back in the day. You know, Dragnet. But that also includes 5-0, which is awfully procedural.
Yes.
It just happens to do it in this tropical locale in the 60s. So it's like, wow, it's like mud. But, you know, McGarrett and the whole crew are just totally square-jawed about the whole thing. Now, I think you see him in one of these maybe once, maybe never.
There's a time on he's sailing in one of the episodes, and he's wearing like, this is going to sound really stupid because he lived in Hawaii, but he was wearing I was going to say Hawaiian shirt. He was wearing an Aloha shirt, but it was long sleeved, and he had this really goofy straw hat.
Yeah.
It was very. It reminded me of Punchy on Hawaiian Punch.
Yeah.
I know there's a name for that hat.
I like a nice Hawaiian Punch.
Yeah, actually, I think we have one somewhere. We have that hat.
Do we have that hat?
Yeah,
okay.
I don't know what it's called, but
yeah, he's got this. The Punchy has this jagged hat. It's a very strange thing.
Yeah.
Because of course it's a cartoon, but can't say I've ever seen the real thing in person. Funny stuff. But yeah, I think he was. There's also an episode where he's.
Yes, book him down.
He's on leisure, right, and leisure time, and he's riding horses. And I think it was a similar outfit, but it was really more of a paniolo thing going on there. So
yeah, he was really. He didn't go for the short sleeves.
No.
Possibly ever.
Maybe ever. He's
but
just
that's
like
okay.
Long sleeve guy, no matter what you do.
That's
that
right.
Kind of thing. He's buttoned down every day of the week. You know, big square knot in that tie, driving around in his
Is it Mercury, right?
Around his big Mercury, and every time they peel off, it's like squeak! You know, this is totally parodied in Police Squad.
Yeah. They never just drive away from something. It's like
squeak! You know,
Abra says there's surfer where they had in the Kitsch-en movie too. Yeah.
That
exactly.
Kind of thing.
Those are nice shirts, actually.
Yeah, they're cool things.
Yeah, they are very cool.
You get your choice of the
the hat. Yeah, the hat.
I'll
she's
wear.
saying, yeah, they
the
do.
hat.
I know. I don't know the name of that hat. I know it has a name.
That's funny.
Yeah.
And I think one of those surfers, the big goofy guy in all the beach party pictures, has sort of a pork pie, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is that Jody somebody?
Jody McRae.
Jody McRae. Yeah.
Interesting.
Anyway.
So here we are talking about all these
things. Here we are.
But the procedurals.
Hi, Julie.
The procedurals are a lot of fun. I was just watching Dragnet again last night, and it's just you're kind of riveted by all of them. You know, Friday night, you know.
It's like simultaneously fascinating and dull as dishwater.
And you're just wow! I'm still watching this.
I know.
Grief. But there you are.
Wow, I just watched 10 episodes of that.
I just went by like that. You know, they get them on these channels where they binge you on them.
Hi, Stefan.
You can do it. But definitely. Hello. So nice to see you here. Well, you were mentioning something about a...
Well, I was saying last week we should do an Olivia Benson. I didn't come up with that, but we could. I came up with a bunch of different...
I tell you what.
Okay, I know which one I want to start with. Policewoman.
Oh.
I came up with one today that I'm calling Sergeant Pepper Anderson.
That's highly appropriate.
Yes.
Gotta say.
Although her name's not really Pepper. Her name's really Suzanne, but...
She's always peppered everybody.
But she's Pepper.
She's always Pepper on the squad.
On the squad,
you know?
so...
That's the thing.
So... I need a shaker. Hi, Greg.
I need your shaker.
Oh. Greetings to you. Missed us. Sweet. We missed you too.
How about a...
Thank you. All right.
Works for me.
Sergeant Pepper Anderson.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just make sure we're not missing anything. Okay, I think we're caught up. Hey. Okay. So the Sergeant Pepper Anderson starts with 1 ounce of Reposado tequila,
You happen to have a reputable.
Oh, I got a new one.
Right here.
And it weighs a ton.
Not standing in ceremony. I'm using my hands.
That's okay.
Just the two of us. Building castles in the sky.
It seems like, wow, this bottle will last so long. And it's like, wow.
No, it'll go down.
Wow.
A 175, which is what this is, popularly known as a handle. Except that this one doesn't have a handle.
It doesn't have a handle.
Nor does it have that little pinch in the glass where you can grab it.
No.
This is just this big square bottle that you have to hold.
This is like the bottle of no mercy.
It's an unwieldy sort of a thing. I have a great deal of respect for the brand and for the blend.
Sticky on it. Did you see that?
I just saw that.
What the?
Maybe we need to get rid of that.
Is it sticky or is it broken?
Not broken.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Be right back.
So 1 ounce of reposado tequila and an ounce. Oh, God. I brought everything over here except the dark Jamaican rum. Pardon me.
Oh, geez. Sorry, I disappeared.
Okay. Another. This handle has a handle. 1 ounce of dark Jamaican rum. I also forgot the. Damn it. Waiting for you to. Yes, can you get the passion fruit liqueur, please?
Yes, I'd be very glad to. If you could bust this away.
It's been a crazy day. As you can see. Thank you. Okay, so that was 1 ounce reposado tequila, 1 ounce dark Jamaican rum, and it's going to be a ½ ounce of passion fruit liqueur. Never get the cap off.
These bottles get very sticky.
Yes.
And then they give you trouble.
½ ounce. Did I say? I said 1 ounce. ½ ounce.
½ ounce.
Passion fruit liqueur.
You frequently get, what am I thinking of here? Scaling them up.
Yes.
Because you think a ½ ounce, but then you're mixing for 2. So you pour in 1 ounce.
½ ounce fresh lemon juice.
If you see the show, on the ones on Fridays that are edited, you'll frequently see her pouring what she describes as ½ an ounce of liquor that looks like a lot more than ½ ounce. That's why.
It's because I'm pouring for both of us.
I
And
get one.
3 dashes of ginger bitters. So,
I like it. I like those ginger bitters.
we need to open the Prosecco.
Oh, well, we can do that.
Thank you.
Why don't you shake
So shake this much
vigorously?
with ice.
Nice.
Are you supervising?
I will be glad to do the following. You need a flute or...
No, I'll take a cocktail glass.
A cocktail glass?
Yeah.
Would you like a cocktail glass? That would make that taste 73% better.
Absolutely.
Well, I can provide that. And as a matter of fact, all right, I can't provide that. Oh.
Good times. Good times around here.
Guess what? So this one won't be frozen, but the next one will.
Okay.
Yippee.
So, just checking.
I happen to have another one right here.
All right.
So I'll put both of these on the cold.
Shake with ice, straighten into a cocktail glass.
Straighten into a cocktail
A
glass.
chilled cocktail glass if you have one. Apparently we did not. I'm going to leave a little bit of space because I want to top with my chilled Prosecco.
That sounds like a real Sergeant Pepper Anderson kind of thing.
Exactly.
Invite Bill over for an evening to unlax after a hard day in the office with some procedure and paperwork and all that kind of stuff.
I feel like they would be having
like
Harvey Wallbangers or something.
Yeah, you figure she's got a little bar there in the old aft. I think that she probably can mix up a wallbanger because it's like 3 ingredients. What is it anyway? It's a screwdriver with some Galliano. That's it. Not a big deal.
Well, the proportions are...
Well, the proportions...
Yeah.
Probably. Probably just make a screwdriver, get ½ an ounce of Galliano, toss it, give it a stir with a stir stick, boom, done. But she would certainly have some Prosecco on hand. And of course, Sergeant Bill is always talking about, my Italian heritage.
Sergeant Crowley.
Sergeant Crowley. Ooh, hello. Bang.
Thank you. Although he is Bill.
He's Bill. I'm kind of assuming that...
Splash of Prosecco.
Italo-Irish. I'm familiar with that combination.
Let's try it.
Matter of fact. Let's try that out. That sounds really yummy.
It is good.
It is. The passion fruit really adds a very specific hit that's not just sweet. It's got a real heavy tart thing going on.
So that was an ounce of reposado tequila, an ounce of dark Jamaican rum,
Oh, yeah.
half ounce passion fruit liqueur, half ounce
of the
fresh lemon juice, 3 dashes ginger bitters. Shake with ice, strain into a cocktail glass, and top with a splash of chilled Prosecco. Or champagne if you have it.
If you have champagne, if you have cava, if you have Moscato.
Hi, Doug, and hi, Devin.
Anything that sparkles and is dry is your friend in this case. If you have a really expensive bottle, drink that straight. That's the idea. But a bottle that's about $12 worth, that's a sort of thing you want to use to flaunt out there. If you can do it, get a better deal, good. We swear by this stuff from Trader Joe's. When you can find one of their liquor stores, they have their Blanc de Blanc house brand.
Yes.
It used to be $6.50 a bottle. For $6.50, that was the best cheap stuff out there. And now it's probably more like $7.50 a bottle. Still.
I was about to say, these days it's kind of a pain for us to get to the Trader Joe's liquor store, but we'll be near there on Tuesday.
We will not be far. Hello. We will be.
Well, maybe we'll just drop in.
That's a fun idea. How about that? So this is the passion
getting
fruit.
Obsessed with the TV.
Well, you've got this thing on there. It's kind of attractive. But I will refocus because the audience is here. The passion fruit we're using, again, is Chinola, which I believe comes to us from Dominican Republic.
Yes.
Very nice passion flavor. If you were to find yourself out of the passion fruit syrup that you made or that you bought, and you're like, oh, what am I going to do? This is straight up. It just happens to be like 40 proof or something. Not much. It's kind of low.
It's a good one. I
recommend it. Recommended. Excellent, excellent passion flavor.
Hi, Brent.
Hey, Brent.
Good to see
you. So nice to see you
here.
Yeah.
Bizarrely, I think more people are watching on YouTube than Facebook tonight.
Interesting.
Hi, Marty.
Recently, more people were watching on, YouTube than Facebook because Facebook kind of conked out.
Peter. Hi, Peter. Peter's at Marty's. Peter's usually here with us on, well, not with us, but with all of us in the chat. But he's
at the Hobo Cove.
He's with Marty and Nina at the Hobo Cove this evening.
Hobo Cove
hello to all of you.
Hobo Cove is an exterior entertaining location that is highly economical.
Yes.
I've seen pictures.
Very cool.
Many things have been donated to its cause. So.
I know Devin's working on a home bar. If you guys have pictures of your home bars, send them.
You were specifically talking about sourcing some materials and some mugs. I believe some of the Disney mugs from the Haunted Mansion. Haunted Mansion is just one of those cool things that we all remember when we were young. And the one thing that was really unusual was the soundtrack. There was a soundtrack album, about 69 maybe, and that didn't sound that well. You never see that turn up. That chilling, thrilling haunted house on Disney. Yeah, everybody had that. We have that. But I've never seen Haunted Mansion. It has been reissued on disc by now. I'm sure you can go to the web and find the music, blah, blah, blah. Something.
Yeah. Yeah, send us pictures of your bars. And I want to come do a video at your home bar. I know there are people out there who like all they do is videos of tiki bars, people's home bars, which is really cool. But it does not have to be a tiki bar for us. Like we're not just tiki. Like we're, as you can tell, So yeah, I mean, we'll come shoot at your any bar that you're doing. Hi, Jennifer and Tom.
Recently, hey! I just saw Jennifer and Tom last weekend. In fact, hello. Yeah. And we were talking recently about types of bars that are like not tropical bars, and I was name checking that very clubby library type bar, that really has like the bookshelves and it has the dark furniture and has like big overstuffed leather chairs and like this little side table and maybe a big ashtray where you'd have your cigar. And then somebody delivers you like a bottle and a very large, heavy tumbler with a big rock in it. And it's like, sir, that kind of thing. Really enjoy that kind of atmosphere.
I already liked highly economical.
I wasn't going to call it cheap. But many things have been donated to its cause. I'm going to actually do something very smart for the bubbles.
I'm glad.
I'm glad.
Glad he's going to do something smart.
Good. Let's get some bitters up here.
I put some bitters in.
Got some bitters in here? Okay.
Well, I've got the bitters I needed.
Well,
I don't know what you need, but
these are always good, and these are always good, and what the heck?
We are caught up.
So recently, in terms of maybe last year, which makes it a little less recent, but no more than a year, a good friend of the show, Amy, had decided that we needed a better way to top these bubbles. We actually have used stoppers for a long time. They're perfectly fine until this stuff starts to get a little warm, and then it gets active, and then bang. But this little guy is the Kappa bubbles.
It usually pops open in your fridge.
Yeah, you'll hear this bang and go, what happened? And then you take a look and you see there's no top on the bubbles. That happens. Kappa bubbles is very easy to use. They recommend that you peel down
I feel like they should be sponsoring this broadcast. They're definitely not.
They're not. This item was a gift to us, but it was not free to Amy, as far as I know. So she did not get sponsorship either, but it's 2 pieces.
Well, if she did, good for her.
Well, she did good for her. Hello. 2 pieces. So this is the threads, and you pop that apart, and you tap it around the neck, and you tack that closed, and then you get your top part, and it screws right down onto the threads. Nice, heavy, rubbery top, seals it in, keeps the bubbles
bubbling. I feel like they should make their slogan, makes any bottle of wine a screw cap.
Yeah.
Because that's so classy.
It's a classy kind of jerk, I'm telling you. But it is good to have a screw cap on these things, because once you pop the topper, well, you got to finish it. There's all sorts of rumors about what you can do. I'll put a silver chain in there. What the hell is that going to do?
What?
Yeah, I've heard that. And people swear by this kind of thing. And then you think, if you try that, you know what this silver chain does? It's a point. It's called a cavitation point. That's where bubbles form. So you're causing this to lose bubbles. This is absolutely the opposite of what you're intended. Absolutely moronic.
Sounds like a joke.
It sounds like a joke. Somebody would play on you. Oh, yeah, do that, and it'll be fine. I've heard hang a silver spoon in. What's that going to do?
Yes, Peter, I agree with you about Prosecco. It is a good way to start.
Never a bad choice.
Exactly.
So,
I have several Prosecco drinks this evening.
Well, I think I should make one myself. We've got our chart here.
You should too. Here are the ones I wrote down. Feel free to freelance.
Let's see what we've got. Scroll a bit. And
I didn't. There's an incomplete recipe on here. Maybe we'll complete it together.
Oh, let's see where we are. Okay, I was about to do that, but I think I'll go for, since I really feel like that Prosecco myself. How about the Jenny? You remember from 5-0. She was this stalwart secretary who was always there with like the right paperwork, and the picture of the perp that they zipped in from on the wire from Detroit, that kind of thing.
The unflappable Jenny.
She was like solid. Oh, so I believe this also starts with some ice and a shaker. With a shaker and some ice. That'll do.
Ah!
Meh.
Oh. No, I think that was just some water.
Oh, that was just water. Maybe some lint. Could you pass me the pointing the shot? If it is to your left, or is it underneath me?
I don't know where the full-size one is.
This is a full.
Okay.
So we can deal with this, because that's 1 ounce. So what's in this little item? Our tribute to Jenny.
Oh, Jenny.
It's not a portrait
Jenny
of Jenny.
begins
That's a
with
different thing.
1 ounce of light rum.
Light rum. It happens to be behind me. We got Don Q. Crystal, which is a very good place to start.
Indeed.
Okay.
And then 1 ounce of coconut rum. Coconut rum is very controversial.
It certainly can be.
I will say that most flavored rums are horrible.
They are really lacking what you might call natural flavor.
This one I think is okay. This is Bacardi coconut.
Tried this for an event. It had big handles of the stuff, and I thought that the flavor, the coconut flavor, was very good.
Bacardi's definitely not paying us.
Yeah. No, Bacardi's not paying us in this case.
Non-sponsor. They are not.
I would be very glad if they would deliver a case of this stuff and we could use it, right? But no. And I thought that the sweetness on this is not really high.
No, it's good.
There is certainly a well-known brand where it's really a liqueur. Comes in a different bottle.
We don't normally keep it on hand. I bought it to make more cocktail cherries,
which are happening as we speak. In fact, they're ready to go, although they will improve a little bit.
You gave me one last night.
Yep.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
Oh, Errol is still in Pennsylvania. Oh, my gosh.
Wow.
Well, we miss Errol, but we're happy to see you.
Yes, we do. We heard that he was going to be there.
He was there last week.
So, actually, she said, still there?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So,
yeah.
Neighboring state, he's right there. How about
I know.
That? So, next ingredient, please.
Half-ounce blue Curacao.
The blue Curacao. I should have my hand on it right now.
It's there.
There it is.
Oh, you know what? I don't think we have peach bitters.
Let's change that up.
Let's change that to ginger.
Okay. A half ounce of fresh lemon, I believe, goes in there.
Yep.
Okay.
So, half-ounce blue Curacao. Very blue now.
Very blue.
Half-ounce fresh lemon juice.
This is 11. So, yeah.
A dash of ginger bitters.
Ginger bitters. Excellent deployment.
It was so funny. He poured that into the same measure that had the blue Curacao. So when he poured the lemon juice out, it was blue too.
Also blue. Blue lemon juice. How degenerate.
So shake that with ice and strain into your cocktail glass like I did.
I think I'll do that.
Prosecco. It's going to be a beautiful blue drink.
It will, in fact.
Yay! Oh, Devin says the Haunted Hideaway is a mascot. My new black kitten, Inger.
Ah,
oh.
Well, that's kind of pretty.
I know.
Cocktail glass, you say?
Yes.
Okay. Haven't had one of those right here. Mine by now happens to be chilled.
Oh, it's our neighbor.
Voices in the sky.
I hear someone out there bloviating. Ah! You barely left room for your Prosecco.
There's a big splash to begin with there. All right, did not overflow though. It just gave a big slosh.
Congrats.
Oh, that's really nice straight up. Slightly on the sweet side. However, and this is important, I'm adding a splash of Prosecco. It's made a little room for the Prosecco.
Anxious to try this one.
Yeah, interesting. Prosecco will actually, since it is a brut, will dry this out a little bit.
Yeah.
Isn't that a really heavy splash? If you would like to take that, and careful, a lot of sap. Waffle.
I'll be careful, jeez.
This thing.
Oh, that's good. Mm.
I had a feeling that that would really hit the spot.
You're still getting the coconut, but it's not like... If you'd used all coconut rum, if you love coconut, you could do all coconut rum.
Yep.
But it would be extremely coconutty. This is just the right amount of coconut.
And the Prosecco on top, again, dries it out a little, kind of like takes that flavor down a little, and adds a nice layer. Really adds a nice layer to that. I like. I'm going to rinse this out a bit because it's very blue.
Okay. I just saw a typo.
Whoa.
No. All right. We wouldn't want any typos in these valuable cocktail recipes. So, okay, favorite TV cops. Hit us. Who are your favorite TV cops? I've been watching, well, I watched Chicago PD the other day, which I'd never seen before, but I was doing a scene from it. And I realized that there was a crossover in that show. The guy who's like the head of the whole thing has been on Law and Order SVU. So that's a new one for me. Oh my gosh, it is sticky. Can you bring some? Thank you. Mm-hmm. Some wipes. Policewoman, one of my favorites. Hawaii Five-0, of course, and chips, which I have an update to one of our chips recipes coming up. Maybe that'll be my next round. Although someone's got to make. That's my best drink name in a really long time.
Gotta be done.
We'll share it shortly.
They said it couldn't be done. They were wrong.
All right, thank you. Oh, you know what? I'll take some on here too. I want to get the computer sticky. No. Our old computer had
there were some incidents.
It had ants because of one of these broadcasts. We spilled some stuff on it.
There was some stuff.
It got anti.
It was there was
anti.
At least a couple of occasions.
Oh, Columbo,
there
yes.
was some spillage.
Yes, Columbo.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Olivia. Yeah, Aubrey saying.
Cagney and Lacey. That's good. You know, police detectives.
Yep. Magnum
Columbo,
PI. Yes. Dragnet. Yes. David says Dragnet. Yep. Tootie from Car 54. Peter, I wrote down I started doing a Car 54 recipe. I didn't get very far, but I think maybe we can take care of that.
Yep.
I'm just thinking of Olivia Benson. She just seems like when she drinks on that show, she just drinks straight bourbon
Straight
or
hooch.
something.
Yeah.
Whenever they go to a bar, they just hit the hard stuff.
That's those hard working cops with the those long days at the office, and then repaired to the bar there in Brooklyn or back in Midtown.
Probably like right by your office. Actually.
Well, that's true. Yeah, it's probably just right down there on Wall Street area, and then they're just like, yeah, give me some Irish whiskey, like some Johnny Walker Black, that kind of thing.
Yep.
Bingo. 2 fingers. Tall glass.
Chips. I love Chips. It's just so.
Chips is amazingly.
It's so bad. It's good.
Amazingly procedural itself. It really kind of works like a sequel to Adam 12 sometimes, in that they're out there on patrol and they are doing some extremely routine things. And of course, they have their roll call, which is pretty reminiscent of Hill Street Blues. And
Hill Street Blues.
Characters. There's one for you.
Barney Miller, John said the other day.
Yeah.
Yep.
Barney Miller's a real classic. Ted Flicker was behind Barney Miller. So that's a lot of the humor there. And I believe that was based on somebody's experiences in a precinct. There were some great characters. They did some serious lines and serious like storylines. And,
when you said they did some serious lines, just sounded like something else.
I immediately amended that one, thinking to myself, it's a cop show. They're thinking, it's something else themselves. You know what they're thinking? They find a bag of...
Streets of San Francisco. Oh, hi, Rusty. Yeah, Rusty's down with Barney Miller.
Oh,
yep.
Yeah. Haven't seen that in a
Does
really
McGruff
long
count?
time.
Hi, Mark. Yeah, why not?
McGruff actually taught all of us how to reduce the whole crime scene. So, of course he counts. He's on television. He's there in his Columbo jacket. Boom.
We were talking about... Oh, opera. Yes, Mod Squad. So good. 77 Sunset Strip. Yes.
Oh, jeez. Sunset Strip.
Don't we have that record?
We do, in fact.
We should have brought that down.
That would have been a good one.
Stupid.
I didn't see it, which means it's down here. Where is it?
Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? In this house somewhere. For such a little house, we lose things in it.
Well, you found 5-0.
I did find 5-0.
So that's good. You were looking for it before. We didn't find it the first 3 places I looked. I thought it has to be there. Haven't sold it.
Nope.
Not about to.
Nope.
That's a good one.
Not selling that one.
It's a great score in all the cues.
Pat. Thank you.
You listen to it, you recognize all of those music cues, and they're taken straight from the scoring session, which is a little unusual for a TV soundtrack.
Yes.
I think eventually that just became standard practice, but there used to be a big divide between, we scored this for on the sound stage, and we used it in the episodes, and then the record label did a re-recording because, you wouldn't meet, right? And then somebody had a bright idea. A sound stage is a recording studio. Doofus. So,
for my next drink.
And from my next drink.
I want to make it while Marty's here because we're using liqueur that Marty gave us.
Mm-hmm. Well.
Actually, we have a rum to sample, too, that I'm going to use.
Well, then I think it's time for us to take a pause. And then we'll
try some rum.
Isn't John Saxon? Oh, geez, yeah, this was everything.
I wouldn't have put it on this if I'd known you'd be so riveted.
I just, it's a very procedural movie. So, there we go.
I wanted to put it on Dragnet, and I couldn't. It's a long story, but the Apple box was being a hatch. So
I eventually resorted to YouTube last night when I wanted some Dragnet.
So I just
quality was middling.
So I just put it on the Towering Inferno, and now Paul can't look away. I feel like I have to do this.
Stop. Stop it. I'll stand over here and I won't even look. No.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay.
Fun stuff. So
we got some lovely rum today from Cooksville Co-op on Instagram. So if you're on Instagram, go follow Cooksville Co-op. We're going to be doing some videos for them in July.
Some of you already recognize this label. Disinfected the Smith & Cross. Smith & Cross Traditional Jamaica Rum. Pure pot still. Navy strength. Ooh, that sounds pretty foreboding. Ultimately, it's 114 proof. That's high. It's not as high as it gets, as it's sold.
Oh,
it's not as high as some of these things, that's for sure. But you probably would not take this straight up. But you would definitely mix with it.
From Uncle.
This is actually produced in the UK by Smith & Cross, imported by House Alpins. That's actually a very reputable house that does things. And it is Jamaican rum.
They didn't send us junk.
They didn't. I don't know. Absolutely not. They said
so we gotta try this because I'm going to use it in my updated chips drink.
Let me see if I can get this zip strip to work. And if not, I got a knife. Oh,
looks like it works.
This looks like this is working.
This isn't the cheap stuff.
You know, with the terrible zip strip.
they invested in
a quality zip strip. Isn't that a great thing to think about?
Avengers. Oh my gosh. We're going to do a detective episode next week.
There's your private dicks right there.
Yeah. Next week we'll do detectives.
Your glass, please.
Just a little.
Just need a nip. This is 114 proof, so you need half as much as all that. That's fine.
Thank you.
Just a flavor. Now you can tell immediately that you're dealing with a different type of rum here than a lot of the commercial rums because the aroma, right off the bat, blinky drinky. We've got like a lot of funk going on. And that's from the pot still. The pot still leaves a lot of esters in there. If you're thinking to yourself, well, what's the difference? Well, that's like a big copper pot. That's how you would traditionally make these things. And you boil it, and then you condense the vapors. Really nice. You end up with this. The other type of still, of course, is the column still, which is, if you see it in person, it looks like a gargantuan flute because it has windows along the way. And the windows you pop open, and you can actually, those are literally different proof points. And you can go all the way to the top, and you're cranking out something like 180 proof. Pretty heavy stuff.
That's lovely. It's so classy.
Now
I'm going to use it in my chips drink.
That was my chips drink. There we go.
Lovely, classy Navy strength rum. I'm going to go use it in my chips.
Not a sipper unless you dilute it. I'd say take this down to something closer to 80 or 86 proof, and you've got something that's more of a straight up drinkable product. If you mix it into a mixed drink, obviously things get diluted, so that takes care of that. But it's got some fire. It's got a lot of flavor. Nice little thing.
Full disclosure, I'm not sure how this is going to come out.
I guess we're trying this one for the first time on the show.
Well, okay, so we had a drink before called rum punch, which to us is a hilarious joke because people call, fancy punches. They're like, it's not a punch, it's a punch. Rum punch.
Rum
it's
punch.
like, oh, okay, whatever. So we called it rum punch. I just cracked myself up. So anyway, I need a flute. If you
Let's come your way.
Thank you. But anyway, we did the rum punch. Thank you. A while ago now, several years ago. So I'm calling this one. I'm switching up some ingredients. I'm calling it Rum Punch Season 6.
You know what we're talking
about. If you've watched Chips, you know
the final season of
Season 6 is not considered their best season, but it is the best season.
You know,
all the cheesiest episodes happen in Season 6.
John actually leaves the show, and the replacement comes in. His replacement is Hot Dog.
Hot Dog.
And of course, he's this actor who's got about this much acting talent going on.
Yes. Okay. So I need a 1 ounce measure.
1 ounce measure. We happen to have.
What happened to the big one? Is that it?
This one is 1 ounce measure.
No, the other one.
Yeah, that's 1 ounce right there.
No, the other one.
No, actually, that's 1 1/4. As a matter of fact.
This is 1 ounce?
That's 1
ounce.
It
looks smaller than that one.
I know. This is smaller than that one. This is 1 1/4. There you go. That's 1 and 2. Measured. Still wondering where the point of the shot is.
I have trust issues.
That's what I just.
Yeah, we'll do detectives next week. Okay, so this calls for. Wait, how much before I pour it out? Wait, Barney Fife. Someone said Barney Fife. Hold on, Barney Fife. That's a good idea.
Now there's a police detective for you.
Oh
yep,
gosh.
on the job there.
Do a Barney Fife. Okay, 1 ounce of Navy rum.
I believe somebody's name checking. Mrs. Peel.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
1 ounce. I'm doing this left-handed, which is a really terrible idea. 1 ounce Navy rum. Thank you. I need the blue.
All the way
there it is.
to that direction.
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
Half ounce. This is the part I'm like, I don't know what this is going to look like. Half ounce blue Curacao.
Mm-hmm.
This might be really muddy, which would still be okay for chips, in my opinion.
The final season scripts got a little muddy.
Yeah.
It's very
It'll be
true.
muddy, like their scripts.
I'm in particular thinking of the logic just as displayed in the episode Rock Devil Rock.
It's a lovely
sort of a green.
dark green.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
And
Well, you know, sort of the wearing of the drinking of the green reminds you of Irish police. That's a classic there, right? You know?
Punch isn't Irish.
No.
Half ounce
No.
fresh lime juice this time. Been working with the lemon tonight, but ooh, look at it. Okay, this is becoming a pretty color.
No, that's really
All
the
right.
color of the Pacific Ocean.
Okay, and then we'll fill with our prosecco.
And fill with Prosecco. I'll get the Prosecco again.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you did these lovely curls. I'll do it.
Let's do a girl.
Lemon twist in there too, just because we have it. Thank you.
Why not?
Fill with your prosecco. You did take the cap off, right?
I did, in fact, take the cap.
I'm not about to make a giant fool of myself.
Well, nothing would happen. And that's not exactly fool as much as, oh, what do you know, that happened.
All right, rum punch.
Rum punch.
Season 6.
Hello.
Let's see what we think.
And I'm actually going to give myself a little bit more in here because
Oh, that's good.
this will withstand it, and I happen to like
Try that.
an additional topper. Here we go.
It could use more chill. I might put an ice cube in there
Recommended?
because I'm a
And that is good.
Philistine, but that's really good. I'm happy with that.
Oh, what the heck. That's good stuff. And the flavor of the rum is definitely coming through. For sure.
Dale says the drink is giving me a Wizard of Oz vibe. I love it.
The distinct, that green of the wizard.
Yes.
I am the great and powerful Oz.
Great and powerful Oz, right?
Mrs. Peel was a lot of fun because she was always Mrs. Peel. And you think about
Yes.
it, you're like, well, clearly there was a Mr. Peel.
Yep.
And I think in, like the final episode or something, you finally see Mr. Peel, like, from behind. And I've heard that basically he looks, the figure looks exactly like...
Yes, Emerald City.
So there we go.
Yeah, if we would have kept it like that, it would have been a beautiful emerald color.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to keep that in mind.
Yep.
For when we do a Wizard of Oz video.
As it is, it's a beautiful aqua color.
Hi, Ginger. Good to see you.
But I'm thinking
Thank
of...
you.
our
Our ice
please.
bucket. We just bought this ice bucket a few weeks ago in Cleveland, and we redesigned our living room around this freaking ice bucket.
We kid you not.
We painted our
I
walls.
think this
We got
color
new draperies. Like we
here is
decorated around this ice
basically
bucket.
what we're matching.
Yes.
But I've also got this heavy violet stripe here, and I'm looking at the violet curtains over there.
We'll do a video of the room.
Got
We're
this.
not quite done.
Got this kind of a limey green. I'm looking at limey green curtains over there. So yeah, the room basically follows the ice bucket. This is crazy. But you know what? You find yourself a good paint chip.
You
go from there.
Thank you. I hope you'll share the link to your band, Ginger, because I love it. So that would be great if you would do that.
Please. Big fun.
Yeah. I'm so happy you're here. Oh, is it Inspector Clouseau? Yeah.
Ah, Clouseau.
That's true. We just did the
Peter Sellers episode.
Peter Sellers
What do you think
video.
about that?
But we're gonna do
speaking
a
of police
video
detectives.
of this room once it's done. We have a couple more key items coming. Kind of excited. But of course
we have
they're
patience.
taking their time.
They're taking their time.
Yeah.
You know what? That's okay. Been a lot coming in and a lot going out lately. Had a lot of redecorating inside here. Just a matter of weeks ago, it was just everything in the center, pure chaos. Smell of paint everywhere. Primer, paint trips on all sorts of things. I had
Thank you for
paint
sharing.
specks in my glasses. Jeez, but they're clean now.
Yeah, we'll
So-
definitely share the whole room
Please.
soon.
Oh yeah, well we'll get that going on. But what is a good point that Clouseau is a police detective. He's an inspector. And of course, he has this extreme tendency to drive his commandant a little mad
Yes.
after all that. But he does, in fact, manage to turn up the fact that in the shot in the dark that they're all killers. And the plot is all of them together. He's at the end of the day, he manages to come through. He's sort of like Leslie Nielsen in Police Squad. Hey, Frank, here's the missing evidence in the Falwell case. Oh, he was innocent after all. What happened? He went to the chair 2 years ago. Oh, well.
Police. We should do a Frank Drebin drink. Yes. Any other Police Squad fans out there? Dreyfus, yes.
Dreyfus.
Yeah, Dreyfus.
Inspector Dreyfus.
Yes. Please tell us we're not the only ones who watch Police Squad here.
Police Squad,
so funny.
which has too few episodes, was produced. I believe there's 6 of them. It basically produced a quarter of a season with the idea that they were going to produce another quarter of a season, and it got canned. And I think whatever idiot who was behind that button should have been fired.
But Naked Gun.
It did inspire a successful movie franchise, which ran for 3 films. So definitely got something going on. So what the heck? Maybe it just wasn't destined for the small screen. What can we say?
Exactly. I know.
I remember seeing some of them on broadcast.
Naked Gun is
original broadcasts. They were hilarious.
Hi, Elizabeth.
And frankly, they get better.
We are on 2 platforms this evening. We're on Facebook and YouTube. So choose your favorite.
Yeah. Choose your favorite. And
Dan, hi! Oh my gosh, Miss Cherry Balls. Oh wait, so many fun people are here this evening.
Big fun. Hello,
Yay! I'm so excited.
If your favorite platform is underperforming, switch to the other. As we all found out recently, when one of these completely conked out, I can name it. That was Facebook. People switched to YouTube and had a grand old time.
I know. Well, we need to figure out how to simultaneously loop Instagram into this.
Yeah.
We sometimes do live videos on Instagram, but it's not on our platform for this. So
they're unique content to
I love Instagram.
They're really great to do quickie videos on. I think people get the message very easily on Instagram and manage to know that we're live, manage to tune in. That's the half of it. That you know that we're having a broadcast. You know that we're happening Thursday because we do it Thursdays.
Yes.
When we switch back to Wednesday, you'll know that we're happening Wednesday. And but on Instagram, if we just do an impromptu, it's like, you have to be informed of these things, and I don't have a lot of faith in these platforms sometimes.
You're so negative.
I'm just saying that if people knew, they might well tune in. Because here you are now.
If you're on Instagram and we're not following each other, let's remedy that right away.
Please, let us know. Drop us a PM. We can
And if you're not... We're not going anywhere. We'll still be here on Facebook and YouTube as well. So
yeah, we're not abandoning any platforms.
No, we're not.
As of this point. So here we go. However, I have abandoned my drink because it was empty.
All right. Well, I have several that I wrote down here.
Yeah, we can definitely get to
that you could make, or you could. I just love the name of. I created a drink today, and I just love the name of it so much.
I think
I've
got to do it. I'm going to do it.
So, any Adam 12 fans?
Anybody?
Here?
Adam 12. For fans of Dragnet, Adam 12 follows right along. I think our two police beat cops there.
Oh, Ginger, thank you.
Appear in at least a few episodes of the show of Dragnet to cross over. So,
thank you so much. Yes, yeah, we have some work to do, but
we appreciate the sentiment.
I appreciate the sentiment, and I appreciate the advice. So, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes. So
if I had a much, much larger hard drive, we would be storing all of these.
I know. But didn't you just buy a new hard drive?
It's much too small to archive all of these episodes.
I know. Well,
I mean, it was 2 terabytes, but we are going to need something like 2,000 terabytes. I mean, I need some monstrous drive to store all of this.
I'm just thinking of desk set. Like the giant computer.
Bank of computer.
Yeah. Like that'll be our living room.
Which, that was, 1957? That computer
had,
like, 156K of RAM. I mean, it was just, it's a different era. It processed a huge amount of data, but still.
Yes, yeah, but I appreciate that. And I do want to get, thank you.
So I need a rocks glass.
So I'm getting, get several drives and save everything. Okay.
Yep.
We will.
At the end of the day,
yes.
That's what it really boils down to. There's cloud storage too, but I'm a little particular about my IP. I think that I would like that to be stored on drives that are right here. It's also wise to have another drive in another location that backs up your first set of drives, of course.
We're getting some love for Adam 12, so I will share this drink name which is terrible.
Oh, I love it.
I'm a terrible person.
Oh,
but I
please.
came to terms with it a long time ago. Yep.
College.
Okay. So, Kent McCord, whom I adore on Adam 12, Officer Reed. But we probably had a few drinks the day I started calling him Cardboard Mc2x4.
Officer Cardboard.
Because he's very wooden. You know, he's just like...
He's real stiff.
He's real stiff. So we called this drink Cardboard Mc2x4.
So let's get down to that. I think, do we need to shake and pour or build? We can shake and pour.
This is a rocks glass.
Let's find a rocks glass.
Yes. So,
Like
the Cardboard Mc2x4.
Rock glass, that single?
Sure.
Okay.
That works great.
That'll work for me. I was about to mix that, actually.
Oh, please.
So, yeah.
Please do. Okay, so we're going to start with 1 ounce of light rum.
Mm-hmm.
This is another light rum, coconut rum drink, but it's different. So, Marty's still here.
Something different about this
I'm
one.
going to use the grind espresso shot. It is suddenly really hot in here.
A little warm. I did actually crack that door for that reason. Now, do we have the copper shot? Where did that get to?
Give it to you.
You give it to me. Really?
Oh, here it is. I didn't give it to you.
I didn't give it to me. Well, that explains that, folks.
Didn't give it to him.
Let's get some ice in there. We need about a glass of ice because this is ending up.
Oh, Ironside!
Oh, there we go.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, you can edit different things together. Yes, 100%.
Marveloso. I remember
Ironside,
of course.
yes.
There's this whole sequence in the opening sequence where he gets shot, ends up in the chair, but there he is, like chasing the burps. Who was the other one that we just saw one recently? Who was a private detective? Was Barnaby Jones. Man,
Stefan's asking about the fun shirts. Okay, that one's vintage.
yes.
Sometimes I make them, but that one's vintage.
This one is a vintage piece.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, Pat says, ask Dave what drive he uses for his music. It holds a ton.
Okay.
We will.
Fair enough.
We will.
Fair enough.
Thank you.
You'll get a larger capacity drive for cheaper with the standard hard drive. That is something with spinning discs. There are some reliability issues. So the last time I bought a drive, I decided to go for the solid state drive. That's just solid transistors. The thing the size of a credit card, but it's 2 terabytes. So frankly, that wasn't even that much.
Boiling in here.
Oh, I'm so sorry. We could get some more air going.
Oh.
So you can really buy a bunch of those and store things, but it's very true that you want a lot of drive space and you want redundant drive space. That's very much the case. So hey, so what you
Man, how are you
got
doing?
some
It is suddenly broiling in this room.
Take care of yourself. I'm good. It is kind of warm. I'm glad I'm wearing shorts. So
It wasn't that hot here today.
I need to know what the heck is. It was not that hot here today.
You need an ounce of light rum, an ounce of coconut rum.
Oh, here we go. There's that combination again.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So right into our shaker because this is a shake and pour.
I did it in a rocks glass just because it seemed like the cardboard 2x4 belonged in a rocks glass.
You're again thinking that the cops after work, if they're repaired to a bar, they're going to have a beer.
Right.
Or they're going to have
probably not something with coconut
glass
rum.
With this. The glass is going to have some rye in it. That's what they're
I thought maybe we should serve it in a coffee cup, but
I could get a coffee cup. That would be highly appropriate.
Yes.
A cardboard coffee cup, of course. You should get one of those ones that's got the blue and white from the Greek diner design from New York City. You know, that's your class right there. Half an ounce of coffee liqueur.
Yes. This is the one Marty gave us.
The grind espresso
it's really
shot.
good.
This is a very strong coffee flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. It mixes well.
Which is okay with me.
I'm good with that. If you're going to have a liqueur, make sure that the flavor is bold so it stands up to all this other stuff.
Yes.
Half ounce of coconut juice.
I put that in. Oh, we haven't tried this yet, actually.
It's
in that fridge.
It's in the fridge. Let's find it.
I was looking today for my usual pineapple coconut juice, which they didn't have at the
So here we have
supermarket.
Rosa
So
Maria coconut juice with pulp.
So let's try it. And see
Agua
what
de
we think.
coco con pulpa. This is actually manufactured
Trinidad, right?
Thailand.
Oh, Thailand. Yeah, okay.
Turns out. And it's got this really funny popper.
Oh boy, let's
Popper
try to
topper.
open that without knocking
This
everything
looks-
on the bar over.
This looks exactly like a 70s pop top on a can,
It does.
which is hilarious. Ready? It's not carbonated.
No, I just don't want you to
kind of hard to open.
lose control and knock over your drink.
Yeah, I'm losing control. Oh, I get it. Yeah, you really just have to give this a heavy pull. Wow, that hurts. Okay, I'll be right back.
Well, after he breaks into that bottle.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're going to do.
I feel like we should have like the test pattern and music here. Oh, you guys have everything. I know. Well, we try. Oh, Marty, they have a fire going at Hobo Cove. That sounds lovely. We haven't done a fire night in a while. We're actually we're going up to Lake George this weekend. Kind of excited. I know I shouldn't say that on video, but anyway. Okay, so this is the coconut juice.
Coconut juice with pulp. Bits of coconut.
Oh, that's good. That's really good. I don't like coconut water at all, and I like this.
Of bubble tea with all that stuff floating in there. The actual ingredients here are, let me see if I can read this.
Jennifer says, put some muscle into it, Paul.
Yeah.
Oh.
I had to get some leverage into it is what I did.
Oh, Lisa got one of those, the coffee cups that look like the diner. Yeah, yeah.
Definitely see those.
Yeah, it's Not Ohana Week. Are you going to be there, Doug, for Not Ohana Weekend? I expect we'll see a lot of people, actually.
I think some people will show up. This has the coconut juice, water, sugar, the pulp,
it's
and...
chewy.
Ooh,
Abra's on her second martini. Nothing wrong with that.
Artificial coconut flavor. Okay, I'm not so cool with that. You didn't have to do that.
I am.
Yeah.
It's good. No, it's good, because it's... I'm enjoying it.
I like the flavor, but...
Okay, so.
Now,
right.
how much of the stuff do we need?
Half ounce.
Half ounce, okay. That's about half ounce. And I got some chunks in there. Oh, boy. Shake it up with some chunks.
Oh, it's chunky.
It's chunky.
This will be a chunky drink.
And lemon juice or lime juice?
Half ounce fresh lemon juice.
Lemon juice, okay.
And then shake with ice and pour with the ice into your rocks glass.
Sometimes it's a shake and pour, folks. That's the way that goes. Okay, move this over, move that over.
He didn't use the glass that says rocks. We have one that actually says rocks.
Couldn't find it. But this will do just fine. That's about as much as is going to fit.
Rocks.
Now, a drink like this, which doesn't have anything creamy, that was coconut water, not cream of coconut, doesn't have an egg, doesn't have anything like really heavy syrupy. You do not need to shake like that per se, but it does get it cold fast. So that's good. And then you pour into your rocks glass. And it would be highly appropriate to have a straw in there, now wouldn't it?
Would you like a straw?
I'll take a straw. I know that the cop is just going to be drinking this thing like that because it's like, hey, you know. I think you'll like that. There's a lot of fun flavors going on in there.
Oh, I do like that. That's really good. Would you like it back?
Well, if you would like it, maybe I could trade you.
I'm just teasing you.
Big fun coming through.
So, catching up. I think I'm caught up.
Okay. I think we're good.
So that was the cardboard make 2x4.
Which sounds like it's going to taste like an asbestos shingle. I have it on good authority.
It doesn't.
Which is my own experience that, no, this doesn't taste like an asbestos shingle. But I remember having a food product once that really did. I'm not going to name it right now, but it was just...
Oh, I think you named it last week. You name it every week. You're bitter.
Oh, yeah, Hot Pocket. That was terrible. Maybe it was old. Maybe it had been defrosted and refrozen and freezer burned, but it was bad. Bad food. Just gotta tell you. So,
He's still bitter about that Hot Pocket. That was like...
It was a really long travel
ago.
day. There was no food available. We take a look into the convenience. They have all sorts of options. I say, sure, this is fine. And it was just like, wow, this is the worst food known to man. Bad news.
So Hot Pockets won't be sponsoring us anytime soon.
Forget you.
Just say it.
That's okay. So the cardboard actually doesn't taste like cardboard, and nor does it taste like a shingle.
Though.
It does actually taste of coffee, which is the sort of flavor you would expect
That's
in a
what I was
cardboard
after.
coffee cup.
Yep,
so we definitely have that going on. It has some sweetness because, maybe Officer Reed likes a couple spoons of sugar in his Java. You know that they stop by that same deli every morning in LA and they grab 2 coffees in the cardboard cup in a little paper bag and take it along. And this is in the days before cup holders. I don't know what they did. You had to belt down a lot of hot coffee.
I'm not going to say what I was thinking.
One thinks that these guys are black coffee, just taking it straight, But then again, some of these guys like it light.
Oh, yeah, Ken McCord.
Mm.
Who doesn't? Right?
Second martini in 2 locations. Hey, the 2 martini.
Oh, my gosh.
My kind of night, eh?
I'm loving all the martinis happening here.
I suspect if we were outside on the rear patio there, where we have broadcasts from time to time, it would be a really pleasant evening. It's pretty cool out there right now. Doesn't explain why it's so hot out there. Out back, yeah.
That's one of the things we're working on.
We'll work on it. Yeah.
I want a new fence.
Yeah. We have.
There, I said
we
it.
have a good plot as to how to replace that without going through extreme pain. I think we can do that.
We went through extreme pain when we put in the first fence.
You don't need it twice. I'll just put it that way.
No.
And I think we can do that just fine without. Thank you. So.
Yay! Oh,
big fun.
L'chaim.
Mm-hmm.
I always say that.
To life,
yes.
You said that because of the Pink Panther.
Yep.
And that's as reputable a reason to say that as any. I frequently say prosit because what am I thinking of? As a Spike Jones record where there's this whole lineup of toasts, and that comes to mind. Ein Prosit. There's also Ein Prosit der Gemütlichkeit. That's one of those German words that goes on forever. That just means camaraderie. And what else is out there?
As far as you know.
You ought to be able to say it in 4 or 5 languages. Slancha. You have Nazdrovnia.
Interessante.
Nozdravie. What else do we have in here? Kampai. That's a good one.
Salud.
Salud is an excellent one. Yeah. Salugi, they would say in Brazil.
Skol.
Skol.
Whatever just said, yeah.
Yeah, of course it's Skol. It's got ice in it.
Yes. It was the silencers. We said Skol. Of course, Skol. It's got ice in it.
Got ice in it.
Our friend always says that. Our friend Zach always says, whenever you say Skol. Of course, Skol. It's got ice in it.
Thinks just about that.
Prost. Yeah.
Prost. And what else? And I always forget that the English would say cheers. Very simple, to the point. Good little.
I was in a play where the line was "Votre santé." She says that's French for bottoms up.
And for that matter, you have the Polynesian Okole Maluna, which actually does mean bottoms up.
Yep.
Or as Don Ho's place would have said, "Suck 'em up, folks."
Suck 'em up.
Suck 'em up. So, I'm going to actually have a little bit more of this because this is going down quickly.
I'm looking at our list.
Just slow down a little bit.
We can tackle the Car 54, or we can do the Olivia Benson, or some other good ones were listed too. I just want to get back to them. Scrolling back.
Some of the suggestions here from the
scrolling
suggestion
back.
board.
Oh, the Barney Fife.
The Barney Fife. Yeah.
I'm kind of intrigued to create a drink
called
I don't know,
Barn. Well, Andy, this is what I think. We're going to catch the perpetrator.
You sound like Aunt B.
No, that's Andy. You got to bellow with that. Different actor, of course.
I don't think she bellowed.
She had.
I don't think that was okay.
She had some lung capacity. Let's just put it that way.
She had lung capacity, but she didn't bellow. That's not ladylike.
Well, no.
What was the town drunk's name? Hi, Joe.
Hey.
Oh, from Foyle's War.
Oh
my gosh.
I think we're talking some English TV there, right? Yeah.
I gotta, sorry, Andy. I don't like that they see what you searched on, because now I'm gonna search on Andy Griffith's show. And everything I get is going to be Andy Griffith's show. It's like, no.
They target you.
Yeah, they do. They target you. Okay. Barney Fife. We got to do the Barney Fife, though.
Gotta take a look here.
What was his name? It wasn't Goober, right?
No. You're in the garage.
Which one was the drunk? That wasn't Otis, was it?
Maybe it was Otis.
Which one was the drunk?
Take a look at his picture. Maybe I'll actually remember him.
All right.
Yeah, it looks like him.
It was the Otis.
Otis.
Okay.
Otis.
Otis Campbell.
Mm-hmm.
I'm already thinking the Otis. Like I'm already thinking of the drink. The Otis. Otis? I just think of this Christmas record Paul has. Otis? Oh, Abra said it. You're fired.
That was a Jim Backus record called
So
The
good.
Office Party, which is hilarious. It's one of those things I found out about years ago and said, oh, I think I need to own that. Found a seller, picked it up, and I was like, that was totally worth whatever the hell I paid, which was not outrageous. It was more than a few bucks, but sometimes you will actually invest in the quality material. And of course I share. So that went out to my collection that year. That was, oh wow.
A long time ago now.
2002 maybe? It's been a while.
Almost 20 years. Wow. Okay. That's crazy.
I gotta tell you. But there are a couple of good Jim Backus Christmas records out there. That's one. I believe the flip side of that was called I Was a Teenage Reindeer. And he's got Dawes Butler doing a beatnik character. He's like, oh yeah, Dad. So anyway, yeah, this is the hip scene, you know? This. It's a funny bit. That kind of stuff. Which reminds me, of course, of 77 Sunset Strip with the resident hipster Kooky.
Chaz?
You got some Kooky fans out there, I bet. He's kind of fun.
Oh.
And of course, Ed Burns had an album. Oh, yeah.
Chaz says, Aunt B. Frances Bavier was a voice of one of the fairies in Sleeping Beauty. Bavier was very difficult to get along with on the set, and years later apologized to Griffith for her attitude. Oh, I love it.
So Aunt B was a pain in the A? Is that it?
Oh, no, you did not just say that.
I'm just asking, just in case.
I think he did.
I think I might have.
Passes. When I say Dave, it doesn't sound like Aunt B. Dave!
Dave! What? Hilarious business.
I feel like I sound like Martha and whatever happened to Virginia Woolf.
Yep.
Like, Paul!
Well, there you go, braying again, Martha.
I do not bray.
Bang.
Anyway.
Fun stuff.
We could do, well, no. I was going to say we could do a Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf video, but that wouldn't be funny.
No.
It would just be
that would be like
horrible.
Terrifying and tragic.
It would just be horrible.
It's just one of those things. Great picture, great play.
The Barney Fife. All right.
The play, of course, featuring Martha as played by Uta Hagen, gives you, your favorite expletive in the theater.
Yes.
Whenever you need a straight curse to whip up there.
Uta Hagen. So, well, okay, for the Car 54, I started to create a drink, and I got as far as chilled lager, which might be all you need for the Car 54, so maybe I will just leave that as is.
There's your drink right there. You kind of think that when these guys shove off and they
just go get a beer.
They're at the bar and
the bar down the street,
Upper West Side there by the precinct there. Yeah. They're just grabbing a couple of tall necks, a couple of Rheingold.
Oh yeah, the Virginia Woolf drink would be strong, right?
Woo!
Exactly.
4 ounces of vodka, 110 proof.
I just think of, honey, I'll just have a little brandy. Never mix, never worry.
I'm thinking of, speaking of detectives, the thin man there in the second picture where he's talking about
you gotta nip it. having to go
over to the relatives there, and he's just like, Uncle Bernie.
Hi, Lisa.
He keeps pouring. Pretty hilarious.
Oh, Lisa just got back from vacay. Well, I hope it was good.
I hope so too.
I get a weekend off. I'm like giddy with excitement.
Please,
I get a weekend off. Yes. Oh my God! I hope I come back.
Have been hitting it hard at work.
I
will say it really has seemed very relentless. I have seldom complained about work because, frankly, it's been a very good thing for
You're employed.
And I do not complain about being employed through all of this business in the past year, through financial crises 10 years ago, through all sorts of different crises that happened within the past 20 years that I've been with this company. I do not like to complain about these things. I'm not complaining now. But it's been a real grind, I got to say. So certain aspects of the work have really turned out that way, and I think it's unfortunate it wasn't like that a few years ago. And the actual work is the same. So it's the nature of these days that everything is difficult. So
Lisa, well, we missed you too. We're happy you're back.
Yeah.
So, thinking about the Barney Fife.
Well, Andy? Yeah.
I might need to go drink shopping in our ingredients.
And take a look at what in the world,
Pardon me.
Barn might actually check out. Well, what do you got down the glass there,
I will
Barn?
let Paul
Vamp.
Would you please vamp?
I'll be glad to vamp.
All right, thank you.
Gotta grab my bamboo cane and do a little soft chew. That's not vamping, but we're talking about all of these classics, and we were reminded of all of those Warner Brothers shows, and I think like you fire off with Sunset Strip, of course, right off the bat, like this whole slick group of private dicks out there on Sunset Boulevard. And then you move into, I think your second up is Hawaiian Eye. Hawaiian Eye, the original Hawaiian cop show. Well, it's a private detective show. And really the lineage from Hawaiian Eye through 5-0, and then straight into, as 5-0 ends, and then within no time, you've got Magnum PI. Like 3 shows shot in Hawaii, either about police detectives or detectives. And there's a whole connection going on there. It's subtle sometimes, but it's kind of fun. And it's great that they had these shows that were shot primarily in Hawaii. It's fantastic. Well, Warner Brothers, of course, had this idea that since they were a recording company and a film company, well, they were going to form a record label, which they did in 1958, and decided we're going to use that as a vehicle for all of our stars. So they released a lot of material for people who were on their shows. You get the Sunset Strip album, you get an Ed Cookie Burns album, you get the Hawaiian Eye album, and then you immediately get an album from 2 albums from Connie Stevens, who has a couple of hits. You get an album. Did Bob Conrad do an album? He might have.
He must have.
Ponzi Ponce did an album.
There's no way he didn't do an album.
Roger Smith from Sunset Strip did an album. And then, of course, you get
Mission Impossible.
Surfside 6. MI is a different breed of private detective. That's just like a squad.
Next week we're going to do private detectives. I'm all about this. Oh.
And by the way,
Lisa made bourbon brisket today.
Bourbon brisket?
Yum.
Oh, hello. And drinking the Rebel. Well, if you're going to be making bourbon brisket, pour a couple of things for yourself, because cooking without a drink in your hand there's just something wrong with that. Usually it's a glass of wine, but I could frequently be found with a glass of rye or bourbon while I'm grilling. You don't say. You know what I'm saying? You don't say. But fun stuff. So, on the subject of these soundtracks, definitely recommend the Sunset Strip album. The Hawaiian album was great. And there is none for Surfside 6. Well, there was probably a single or something like that. The Cookie album is a lot of fun. And Connie Stevens, well, it's Connie Stevens. Pick them up.
Wait, okay, so on YouTube, Chaz was saying, when Knotts left Andy Griffith's show to do The Ghost and Mr. Chicken, the script was so bad he called Griffith, and they rewrote the entire script in a weekend to make it funny. Oh.
And I got a script. It's a real dog.
I believe that.
It's a real paper bag full of, well, you know what I'm talking about. We're going to do something about this. Okay, Don, we'll take care of it. Yeah.
Yeesh.
Used to see that on TV when I was a kid. Great score. I think it's Vic Mizzy. Some really, really cool stuff in that one. And there was that bonus tracks on a CD that we have. I think the CD is it the one for Mad Monster Party, I think, has bonus tracks.
I think you're right.
For Ghost and Mr. Chicken.
Because right.
And actually, we don't know that. A friend of mine made me a CD which has that, and then Vampiros Lesbos. You immediately switch gears into this like Spanish vampire lesbian movie, and the scores on that, like the cues on that,
Columbo.
awesome.
We're getting another vote for Columbo.
Really cool.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll do Barney Fife, and then you got to do something for Columbo. Does that work?
What could we possibly call a Columbo drink? Ma'am, just one more thing.
Just one more thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just one more
sir,
thing.
Just one more thing.
Hi, Jamie. greetings from the Carolina.
Oh, Carolina.
Well, I'm glad you're here.
Marvelous.
Okay, so here's what I got for the Barney Fife.
So the score.
Oh, he's not done talking.
I'm not done yakking. You told me to yak, so I started like I can't stop. But actually, just one more thing. There was a mention of Mission Impossible. 2 albums. Recommended. Go and find them. I think Spotify has both of these. The first one has all these great cues from the show. Unbelievable. So cool. And then there's a sequel, and you're like, oh, I'm grabbing that. So go to town. Definitely. Lalo Schifrin. Yeah. Hot stuff.
Yes.
So, the Fife. You got some stuff
Barney
over
Fife.
here. Well, I think we're going to start with some bourbon because, well, we're in a southern town somewhere in America.
I feel like the Barney. Okay, I'm gonna break into that lager for this one.
Well, all right.
But I do think I need a shaker and a cube.
Okay.
Because I want it to be cold.
Do you want I think we have some large cubes, and we also have.
No, no, just in a shaker.
Thank you.
Yep. Yeah, just some.
How about
regular ice and a regular shaker?
a regular ice?
Because Barney Fife is a regular kind of guy.
Well, I'm not a complicated man there.
All right, so I'm going to start with 1 ounce of bourbon.
Now, when I was a kid, of course, the one that got me was the incredible Mr. Limpet.
Oh yeah.
I wish I was a fish. Yep, I'm glad too. If you got the cap there.
Thank you.
And then, of course, there was
1
the
ounce
Reluctant
bourbon.
Astronaut. Oh. As a far out space note, I vote for that one.
All right, 1 ounce bourbon, and then I'm going to do a 1/2 ounce of peach liquor.
Ounce of the Peche. I believe we're using the Peche Divine.
We are.
Is that from G. Fard?
It is.
There you go.
1/2 ounce peach liqueur.
This is a really excellent.
This is a lovely one
peach
if
liqueur.
you can find it.
We have been trying all of these French liqueurs. You've got the Giffard, you have the Marie Bizard, and then there is something we just tried recently named Combier. They've all been making liqueurs since, I don't know, 1820. I think Bizard is older than that.
And then I've got sour cherry cordial. This one is from American Fruits, which is very local to us. If you can find a sour cherry liqueur, definitely do it. If you can't, a cherry liqueur would do.
If you live within the state of Connecticut, we know why you can't find it.
Yep.
That's an nod to Dano, who bought out the entire supply because he loves this stuff so much. Well, it's great stuff. We're glad we introduced him. We were able to introduce him to this stuff.
1/4 ounce cherry liqueur. Can you write it down?
It is our local to the tune of, it's like 20 minutes from the house. Now, getting there is some interesting windy back roads.
Oh my gosh.
Country roads take me home to the distillery where I belong. I mean, it's literally a straight shot, but you can't get there by straight means. You have to go this way and that way.
This is when you're like,
through the onion
where do I live again? I didn't think I lived out in the middle of nowhere, but apparently I live out in the middle of nowhere.
Yep. Got to go through the onion fields to get there,
with ice.
Which is a different cop drama.
That just sounds wrong.
I tell you, it does sound wrong. So,
all right, I want to strain into a rocks glass.
Rocks. I can get you a fine rocks glass like what I have.
Candy strainer.
I can do that too.
Thank you.
Okay, here's your glass.
Thank you.
And let me find one of these.
Thank you. I'm going to strain this into a rocks glass. And then I'm going to top with some chilled lager.
Got that too. Happen to have that right here.
Trade you.
Glad to.
Top with. Well, I'll say fill with chilled lager.
Now, the Samuel Adams Boston Lager is a slightly different color than what Officer Tootie was drinking back in the day.
It's good though. Here, try this.
I'll be glad to try that.
The beer elevates it, I think.
It does. Oh, that's nice. It's got some nice notes, which is what we go for in these drinks. You're trying to find little flavor notes here and there, which is what the bitters are all about in particular. You can take a drink that's a little one note and elevate it with just a couple of dashes of bitters. You put something else in there. flavor.
Okay. The Barney Fife, it's good.
There you go.
This is good. It's light, too.
Yep, and it's light.
Yeah.
Not too much, 1 ounce of your base.
Exactly.
Of the hard stuff.
It's harmless. It's harmless like Barney Fife.
Oh, yeah, you could have like 10 of those.
No, I wouldn't do that.
I wouldn't do that. I'd be very asleep before that
I really
point.
wouldn't do that, but... It's good.
There we go.
That's
So big fun.
what is going on here? Anyway, that was weird. Catch up. Oh, sweet tea. Oh, yeah, sweet tea with bullet bourbon. Oh, good idea.
There we go. It's a fun idea.
Hi, Johnny.
Sweet tea as in a sweet tea.
Yes.
I'm suspecting. Well, that's actually like...
Or corn liquor, as we say down here near Mayberry.
Corn liquor. Well, he's been making the moonshine up in the hills there, Barn.
I feel like it should be made with bullet bourbon. We don't have bullet. I'm just saying, but... Oh, Mercy! Hi!
Well, hello.
Hey.
So glad to see you.
Oh my gosh, this is such a fun broadcast.
Yeah, we're still here, and I am without
Just one more
drink,
thing.
so...
Well, you got to do the just one more thing, because
Just one more thing.
everyone's here for that.
Just one more thing has everything in it. Oh, well, we got a bunch of stuff behind me. I could just kind of
Just
load
one
it
more
up.
thing.
We're kind of thinking, I have an idea.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I can't execute that idea, can I?
Hugo, hi.
Hmm.
Hugo 8-Track is here on YouTube.
Hello, Hugo.
Big Missy did a few of Knott's films. Oh my gosh, including The Reluctant Astronaut.
Oh, yeah, yes, absolutely.
Oh, Devin had to move over to YouTube. Hi again, Devin.
Well, hello again.
Well, I'm glad you're here.
And the fact that you had to do that, I'm glad that the option was here for you. Because from time to time you need to do that. The platform starts crapping out on you. What are you supposed to do?
Chess says you can make an Aunt B. Gin lavender lemonade with honey and bitters and all. Hilarious.
You know, we actually have a lavender lemonade out there in a can.
We do.
Which we got.
We do have a lavender lemonade.
From, it's not Few Spirits. Who was the company that made that?
Lee Spirits.
Lee Spirits, thank you.
Colorado
Lee Spirits in Colorado.
Yes.
Yes. I was thinking of Few, which is actually more Midwest.
That's in Evanston, Illinois.
Yes, that's it. I was thinking Chicago, but yeah, that's right there. So Lee makes all sorts of really great spirits, of these infused gins and whatnot, and decided to start making these canned cocktails based around there. They have a lavender lemonade. It's quite lovely. And I think the base on that is the whiskey. So there we go. That's like the Drain B, but just you gotta find that bottle of bitters and go. A few shakes of that sort of stuff. Bitter.
They did have bitters.
Bitter.
Like bitter being the dominant note in the drink. Lavender lemonade. But not to miss the bitter. Because...
Don't lose that part, folks.
No.
Remember, Aunt B was on the set, a pain in the egg. So let's go with...
In her own words.
Yes, actually,
We're not
self-described.
throwing shade.
Self-described.
She said it herself.
We're not actually like throwing Princess Baby under the bus here.
No.
She did what she did. Now, I'm looking at this like... I've seen this a few times because we've had our new background for some time, but I'm really enjoying this tableau with the colors. The colors are really popping tonight. It's like
Abra, yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like what you read is what everyone else was hearing too. Yeah.
You know, if you read it enough places, maybe it's simply the case. You know, I've also heard of if you read it 12 places, yeah, well, the source is all the same, and the guy had an axe to grind, so you got to be careful with that.
Although I have to say, when I hear that, like, oh, this person, she was a diva, or this person, they didn't get along, I'm like...
Well, based on what? Yeah.
I'm like, all right, well, it sounds like a drink in the making.
Sounds like some intrigue.
Yeah.
That actually it's good for our purposes because, hey, folks, we don't have a million of them, but we have 52 times about 4 of them because we're here every week. So let's...
And I just always think that there are 2 sides to every story. So,
There
I mean, you know, she apologized later. So maybe she was a nightmare on set.
Maybe it was...
But I kind of think like, why was she a nightmare on set?
Maybe it was really hard on her and she just reflected that. And later she thought, you know what?
Who knows?
Not so great. But
Who knows?
she did say.
But
She did say.
I'm fascinated. I need to do a deep dive into the... I never thought I'd say these words together I need to do a deep dive into the Indie Griffith Show.
Oh boy! Now
Never thought I would say those words together in a sentence, but
I think you'll need a few of these, which makes this a lost weekend. So let's actually work on a Columbo. I am thinking that a Columbo. Okay. Working up an idea here. Okay. Let's see how far we get with this.
All right. He's got an idea.
I have a plan. First of all, I think this is
that was
the
a
sort of
different
thing
video.
that wants to be in a coupe.
Ooh.
So let's
there we
work
go.
on that.
That'll be lovely.
Second
Okay.
of all, we are totally out of this, but I can stop.
He just left. He left the room. He went to go to the rum bar. Right. This is Columbo, right?
Columbo. I think a Columbo
Okay.
probably wants to have amaretto.
I think you're right. I think
the
you're right.
amaretto.
Okay.
But guess what? We happen to have orgeat. Almond flavor.
All right.
Made it myself.
Gotta make room for these.
So let's try that out.
Okay.
And I think that we definitely have. What would be good with that?
Creating on the spot.
Creating on the spot.
Do you have a base liquor in mind?
I do.
Okay.
And I think it's going to be the brandy.
You always go to the brandy.
I haven't liked the brandy.
He's a brandy lover.
Pretty soon you will discover that you are a brandy lover. Let's get me a shaker here. Because this should be shaken. It's going to be a strainer because it's going to need to be strained.
Okay.
And when I say this should be shaken, that reminds everybody of shaken, not stirred. Why was that anyway? That's a good question. Why does Bond insist that his martini, which he actually calls something else, should be shaken, not stirred? Because he's Bond. At the end of the day, he's just like, hey, make it this way, with that much in it, that much of that, shake it hard, pour in the glass.
You just said it. He's Bond.
He's Bond.
He's Bond.
Because he wants it his way. Yep. That's it.
All right.
Well, I guess it's
so,
drink.
What are we
Good
calling
drink,
this?
We're calling this one...
running out of space for drinks.
Just one more thing.
Just one more thing.
And ma'am, just one more thing.
I feel like just one more thing. Like you should just be adding ingredients. Like, oh, just one more thing.
Yeah.
Just one more thing.
I will add a few things to this. And I'll probably add some more bitters. But we're going to start
Okay,
with an ounce and a half of brandy.
Just one more thing. 1 ounce brandy.
Ounce and a half.
Oh.
And we'll see if we need more, but I think I'm going to meander with this for a little bit.
Okay.
Half ounce of amaretto. I happen to be using orgeat because that's what I've got, but the almond flavor is identical. If you've got a reputable amaretto, I say use it. There are a couple of good ones on the market.
Yeah, there are some
really nice.
Some companies making really craft amaretto.
Amaretti.
Yeah.
Happening out
Amaretti.
there. Yes.
There you go.
And as a matter of fact, the one that we just killed, because I think that was during the Dregs Bar episode. I love the Dregs Bar episodes. They're hilarious. It's like, what do we have one finger of? Kill it! And then you can't kill it and you go, ay! You know?
When you don't kill it,
when
that's
you don't
the
kill
worst,
it, it's just, it's a crime. Yeah. But the one was, I think, Luxardo. Luxardo has a different bottle than you're used to in amaretto, and it's actually very good. So, I'm going to pop this one back here very carefully. Got a lot of fluids back on the top of the bar. And I think that I'm going to bitter this up with, I just had it in my hand. What did I do with it? Here it is, Campari.
Oh,
more
really?
More Italianate liqueur.
Okay. How much Campari?
Half ounce.
All right.
So far, we're working a theme here. This is interesting. Now, let me see what this will bear. The Campari, amazingly enough, is a little sweet. It's a sweetened liquor. It's actually...
Which I love Campari, but you are correct.
Yeah. If you try it straight, you'll just be overwhelmed by the bitterness and go, whoa, but there's some sweetness to it. And in fact, it does have a sweet profile, and I want to tame that a bit. So I'm going to take the lemon juice again. Hello.
We do have a separate rum bar, Ginger, out in the tiki room.
That's right, I had to go for the liqueur.
He did.
Now, wait, the reason it's out there is because it fits that fridge better. And that's where a lot of the liquors that we make or the syrups that we make end up. And also, the fact is, if you're out there in the rum bar and you decide it's Mai Tai time, which it frequently is, and if you come by, it could be. We have all of the double old fashions out there, and we could certainly ice a few up, grab some rum, because it's a rum bar, squeeze some limes, and there is the orgeat. Bang. All you need then is the orange liqueur. So, added some...
Oh, man, we are so behind on the comments on YouTube. Hold on.
I tell you, YouTube's been really, really coming alive. I'm going to sample this again.
Hi, Bill.
Well, hello.
The drink should be evenly turned into something else with its last ingredient. Yeah,
oh, yeah.
Right?
Bingo, like that magic ingredient goes ping.
That's a good idea. You know, that would have been a smart way to do with that.
With the color changing gin.
Empress.
Yes, the Empress.
1908. Yeah.
And I could add the lemon juice. Here's the interesting thing. When you finally get to the
this
end
is making this as
of
we
the
go.
cocktail,
okay.
And you say, it's purple. But then you add a little bit of lemon juice, and it turns pink. Now, the interesting thing about that is, you know, and you go from there. Yeah, that's great. It's perfect. Get yourself some Empress. You'd love it.
He's not an actor at all, and he does way better impressions than I do.
I ham it up, what can I say? It's a lot of fun. Watched a lot of Columbo as a kid. It's one of those adult shows that I saw when I was very young. I was always fascinated. I still think it's a great show. They're really good scripts.
Oh.
It stands up. We have the whole series on disc over there. So this is actually very good so far, and I'm thinking that what I want to do with this... Yeah, I know what I want to do.
All right.
I know what I want to do.
I'm glad you have a plan.
Good to have a plan, isn't that nice?
So it's so comforting that you have a plan.
We're probably okay in bitters, but I think I will, in fact, embitter it even more. Columbo is not bitter. He's just looking for the truth.
He was just...
He's just a homicide detective on the beat.
He was here for all of it. I think I might already like this as is.
We're going to sample this as is to begin with.
I think I might already like it.
I like it as is. I wanted to get it cold, so it's more palatable. It's not very good warm, like a lot of these drinks. Some of these drinks are designed to be warm. Not this one.
Nope.
Some of these drinks are designed to be on flame. Not this one.
Most drinks are not good warm.
It's a very pretty pink so far.
You probably already know that.
It's not pretty in pink. That's a teenage movie. Give that a try to begin with. I think this is actually a really nice sour with Amaro.
Wait, you put sour in this?
I did.
What?
I added lemon juice.
I didn't. How much?
Half ounce. Yep.
Mm.
Half ounce lemon.
It's delicious.
It needed it because it was too sweet because
no, I gotta add it, but
the orgeat and the Campari added sweetness.
I need to add it, but it's delicious as is.
It's actually really nice. It's got a distinct bitter edge to it. It's sweet enough.
Are you sure you need to change it up?
I think that I wanted that base to be that much because I thought I might add some bubbles.
Okay.
I think is going to make it fun. You could have it straight up. You could have it with bubbles.
I feel like Columbo would be really excited to get some bubbles in his drink.
You can just imagine him there being like, "Oh, this is what goes into the cocktail.
Yep.
Oh, that's really fancy.
Exactly.
You've got
he
Prosecco
would love it.
on that. Well, that's I happen to like. The wife really loves Prosecco.
Yes, exactly.
I happen to like a little Campari now and again.
Exactly.
Myself.
He would love that.
So.
That's really good. It's good without the Prosecco. I think it will be amazing with the Prosecco.
I think you'll agree. And there we go.
My gosh, what is going on outside our house?
Somebody is practicing acid drops on his deck. Tony Hawk, anyone?
Oh, skateboarding is happening outside
of our house. I recognize that sound at 10 paces. We have 2 skateboarders now. So, big fun.
Oh, they're cute.
They're both getting a little older, so probably a little long in the tooth for such things. Or they're reaching the point where they realize they could start a YouTube channel of their skateboarding and make a mint.
That's delicious.
So I think go to town.
That is really good.
And you know what? The resistance piece, where are those curls? I'm gonna have a curl.
Right there.
Right. So there we go. I think I'm going to
do
this guy right there. Nice little spiral. Give it a squeeze. Express a little oil to the top of the drink. That's the idea. If you're really schmancy, and we saw Dale DeGroff do this live. Boy, was he slick with this.
Oh.
You squeeze
Ginger,
that.
that's a great idea.
Squeeze it with one hand, and you got a flame in the other hand. Bang.
That's a
bang.
great idea.
Oh, a monk drink. Wow, that would be like a glass of antiseptic.
Yeah, right? I know.
It'd just be neurotic.
Like uber-proof, so that
so you're totally
kill the
clean.
Germs.
That'd be like the Ripper.
Oh, at least it should have a glass eye floating in it for Halloween.
No! Yeah, seriously.
I think the chat says, I think the Colombo would be a good dirty martini, sloppily served. Oh.
I've got to imagine, because I think that during the show, they allude to alcoholic beverages frequently. But at no time during the course of the show does he accept one because he's on duty.
Right.
So, of course, people are saying, oh, I'll have some wine. No, I can't. I'm on duty. But people say, well, and he was like, I don't mean to offend or anything. I happen to enjoy a little Chianti. He does not shy away from such things when he's on duty. With the exception of the pilot episode. The pilot episode was a play. And that was made in like 1968. And he's got, who is the sinister one in that is... I
forget. All right, IMDb.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Mr. Burke's Law was actually playing the villain in that.
Oh.
And he has this plot, he has this idea he wants to kill his wife. Well, he does.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's a whole deal about how he's going to get rid of the evidence, and like Columbo is following him the whole time. But, they're within the context of this piece, he offers Columbo some whiskey or something. He's like, yeah, sure.
Who doesn't love Columbo? I feel like if you don't love Columbo, you have no soul.
It's an amazingly charming show.
Yes.
And the fact is that the villains are usually such a bunch of pricks that you think, fine, you'll get yours.
I don't think you can say that.
Wait,
is this the one?
I'm thinking of...
Ransom for a Dead Man?
Oh, this one with Lee Grant. Oh, yeah,
right.
She's gunning for it.
She's bad.
Wow. She's bitter. A pilot, too, as I recall. I think he goes flying with her. Harold Gould.
Yeah. Lee Grant.
Yeah, she had a good career.
Yeah.
She had some good roles.
Straight grain alcohol.
Straight grain. Everclear. Yeah. I've got it. The drink is a glass. I think a coupe would be a perfect
Rockefeller. Okay, next week we're going to do detectives, because I feel like there's even more to mine with the detective shows.
The PIs. Yeah. They're fun.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them. And we're talking everybody
next week.
Everybody from
Mars.
Cannon to Ironside to Rockford to Barnaby Jones to Magnum. There you go.
Yeah, no, I think... Oh, Kojak. We love Kojak.
Kojak. Now, there's a police detective for you. That's right, baby. Yeah. And then, working the beat in New York City.
Next week, we need to do the detectives. The private dicks.
We've already been named things like Sunset Strip. Well, we'll do it again. What the heck?
Hawaiian Eye.
But you brought up, I hadn't even thought about Kojak, who really is like the East Coast equivalent of policewoman.
Yes. Well, he's not a woman. But...
He's not a woman, for one.
but other than that,
he's pretty masculine. And of course, he has this basso profundo voice. And he starts talking rather condescendingly to the perps. So you think you get away with that? Okay, talk to your lawyer. That's the thing. And of course, he had his sidekick. I forget the actor's name, but he apparently was recognized years later for doing Kojak. He was like, yeah, that was kind of a cool gig. It's great stuff. Good location shots and whatever.
Robert Mitchum. Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Robert Mitchum needs his own video.
Talk about your dirty martinis.
Separate from detectives or cops. There just needs to be Robert Mitchum.
Mitchum was kind of a force of nature unto his own.
Yes, Robert Mitchum just stands by himself.
There's a man who was like never found without a cigarette between his lips and 2 fingers of scotch in his hand, That's the thing.
Beretta.
Oh, now we're talking.
So many good
Eye on the
ideas.
Sparrow, baby.
I love it.
You remember there was a TV series of Serpico? I forget who starred in that. I think it was like David Burney or something.
I happen to have... Oh, David Burney. I just saw him on Love Boat the other night.
I recall the theme to the film Serpico is very cool. And Serpico in the film lives on Minetta Lane, which is a great little like twisted lane.
Oh my gosh.
In the village.
We're going to be there.
Yeah, we'll be there.
David Burney. You're right. It was David Burney.
Wow, I'm remembering this stuff well. There was a TV series of Shaft.
What?
You want to look that up? You didn't realize this, yeah.
I know.
I forget.
No.
Did they actually get Shaft to play Shaft? I'm just thinking, did Richard Roundtree get drafted and did he do it?
How did I not...
How did I not know about this?
I majored in this in college. How did I not know that there was a TV series?
I just remember years ago seeing one episode of the Serpico series.
Was it just called Shaft?
Great theme.
Because when I search on Shaft,
series.
all that comes up is the movie.
The new movie came up.
No, not the new movie.
Keep scrolling down. There's a TV series. I'm telling
All right.
you.
I'm sorry, but when I search on Shaft, I get 2019, 2020, and then I get John F. Kennedy.
Well, that's an oblique reference.
That's not okay.
That's a really oblique reference.
That's really rude. Okay.
Let's see all results, shall we? Come on, there's a TV series. I'm telling you.
It's rude. Okay.
I remember hearing about this. I don't think it ran for very long, and it's unfortunate because
I don't think it ran at all because it's not on IMDb.
Because the film series is
we're on IMDb.
is really cool. The first film we've seen for years, we've owned it. This is a great piece of exploitation cinema, and it's not junk. It's actually like done with a lot of humor. And then we actually managed to get Shaft's big score, the sequel. And the sequel's really cool. That's actually got like Shaft has a car. Right, he's got this hot car, and he's like zipping around the city in this thing. Very cool.
Shaft TV show. Oh, Shaft TV
series.
You are correct. 1973.
Hello. Richard Roundtree stars in the series. Well, we got to see these sometime. Now, that's kind of fun. That's the sort of thing you think about, like, that exists? I have to see this.
I'm all about seeing these weird TV shows.
And, you know, at the end of the day, it was designed to be a cop show, like a private dick show. And, you know, you want to take a look and see what they did with this.
Although it says at the end of the description, Richard Roundtree himself has publicly expressed his disdain for the small screen version of Shaft.
You know,
I'm not surprised, but
perhaps that's simply because the large screen version of Shaft is larger than life.
Yes.
He's really a pretty awesome figure, and he's dealing with the police detectives. I love Vic.
But again, he's a detective, not a cop. Next week we're going to do detectives.
Yeah. Well, that could potentially involve a little Shaft action, I got to tell you.
Shaft action.
And of course, he's also involved in underworld characters.
Talking about Shaft, and we can dig it.
Yep. Yeah. I'm just talking about Shaft.
We can dig it.
I remember as a teenager picking up a large selection of 70s soul singles. They were all really well worn.
Dirty Harry.
Oh, Harry. Oh,
Marty. Dirty Harry.
There's a cop detective for you. And among those singles was Theme from Shaft. And Theme from Shaft is great because the original, if you listen to it, there's a lyric. They say that Cat Shaft is a bad mother. They sent her mother. Wow. Too heavy for 1971. And the flip side is there's a little song called Cafe Reggio. Well, Cafe Reggio is a real place. It exists. You can go there today. You can get an affogato and a sandwich. This is an awesome little joint. It's been there since the 20s.
Chaz is mentioning Telly Savalas.
Oh, that's right, baby.
And Hugo's mentioning Cleopatra Jones.
Now we're really getting into it. We might
have a whole series upcoming.
If we want to talk about the classic exploitation pictures of yore, this could go on for a while. Have you got about 18 hours for a broadcast? Wow.
No, we might have to do another brunch.
I need to get like a really cheap tux so I can really do one of those Jerry Lewis telethons.
Angie Dickinson.
Just start sweating
shut
like
it
that
down.
and hallucinating.
Angie Dickinson.
Big fun. Oh, please.
We did the Angie Dickinson. Well, we did the Sgt. Pepper Anderson cocktail earlier.
Yeah, it's good. That's good. Yeah.
So
I'm currently
good.
enjoying the just one more thing. And ma'am, just one more thing.
Amy, hi! We are still live.
Oh, we're still going.
Good to see you.
Got a few more minutes left in us, I guess. Yep. So glad you could show up. We were name checking you earlier because we're still using the Kappa bubbles.
Yes.
We have a bottle of bubbles tonight. I like having a bottle of bubbles around to mix with because you can make so many drinks that on their own, like this one, are really great sour. This one happens to have some really nice bitter components because it has an Amaro in it. And then you say, suppose you top that with some bubbles. And then it's like, it's a different dimension. It's like, wow, that's good. That's very nice. And I always love adding a really long peel in there. A long bit of lemon peel is great. Squeeze just a little bit of oil in there, and you get that flavor. It's like adding bitters. Really nice. You had one other drink that had the peel in it. Oh, and it's quite gone by now. Yes, but it was a flute.
I finished it.
Flute with bubbles.
Yep.
A lot of these drinks sound like variations on the French 75. Well, there's a reason for that. That is
because they are
excellent. Yeah, A, they are. B, it's an excellent template. So if you were to think on that and go from there, it's a good idea. Suppose you decided, well, I've got this great liquor. It's slightly higher proof. Well, guess what? Use less of it. This is 114. Exactly. Your normal proof is 80. You probably want to use an ounce, not an ounce and a half. And it will have plenty of punch. And this is full of flavor. So there you go. That's a kicker. That's not to say we're cheaping out on the Smith & Cross. It has a lot of oomph to it. You could use a little less and it would have plenty of liquor in your drink. So that works. Still enjoying the...
oh my gosh.
Just another thing, man.
Amy says, I was at a backyard concert with Tommy Stinson.
Really?
Wow. Oh my goodness.
Well, those types of names are coming up frequently. We found out recently that as of September 5th...
James Franciscus, right?
Oh, yeah. Who was in Long Street. Oh, wow. After doing an ape movie, he decided to move on to another thing, right?
An ape movie. Hold on.
He did one ape movie. It's a pretty good ape movie. I think that the first and third are really the champions in the series. Second is pretty good. Yeah, the fourth is pretty good.
Going back.
Yep.
Hold on. Long Street.
Cop Show, Private Dick Show.
No, I hit the wrong. Hold on.
Oh, dang it.
I hit episodes, James Franciscus. You are correct.
Featuring somebody named Marlon Mason. That sounds an awful lot like a rocker. I'm just saying. Oh, Peter Mark Richmond. Wow, he was in a ton of stuff.
Let's see who else. Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee as in Bruce Lee. Yeah. Lee Chung as
Bruce Lee.
In 4 episodes?
Long Street. Oh my gosh.
Whoa. Hello.
Bradford Dillman. Okay. Yeah, there are people I know in this. Okay.
Brock Peters is in this. He was in Soylent Green. Hello.
Clearly I need to...
Lou Gossett Jr. 1 episode.
Oh my gosh. Clearly I need to take a month off and just watch TV.
Victor French.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, so this actually... This was a typical Hollywood production at the time. Had a bunch of guest stars. The fun thing you find out when you start talking about cop shows.
Yes.
I mean, we've done everything from Sunset Strip to Car 54.
Oh, Fish.
Fish! Oh, talk about Barney Miller spinoffs.
Yes. Yep.
The inevitable. The inevitable Fish was just this like... it was just the most, like, put upon man in America. But when you're Abe Vigoda and you got a face like that, you're going to work it. He did.
I saw Abe Vigoda on the subway one time.
You saw him on the subway?
I did.
What?
you about that.
And he was instantly recognizable because who the hell could look like Abe
Who else looks
Vigoda?
like Abe Vigoda? I was just getting off the subway at Times Square, and it was just... He was really, really old by then. But I was
sure.
I just looked at him.
And he's just riding the subway.
I know him. That was my first thought. It was like, I know him. And I'm like, that's Abe Vigoda. Yeah. He was just getting off the subway at Times Square.
I saw Al Lewis on the street in front of his restaurant a long time ago. He had a place that was called Grandpa's. Italian joint. It was on Bleecker Street. I was there with a friend, and we see him. He's just outside having some pasta. And we're like, it's Al Lewis. And we're talking not only Grandpa, but Detective Schnauzer. We're back to car 54. He was just one of those guys who just made a career out of a Brooklyn accent. I got to credit these people. That's kind of awesome. A lot of fun. And he was just enjoying himself in front of his joint. We were on that exact same street recently enjoying a big plate of pasta, which was unbelievably good. So I got to say.
Oh, Amy's asking, we're just doing drinks that were inspired by cop shows. Yeah. Next week we're going to do detective shows, which I feel like gives us a little more leeway.
You can go along
because the detective shows, I don't know, I feel like they were a little more plentiful, to be honest. But
cop procedural stuff is very heavily about stuff like Dragnet, but then there's also things like behind me, I've got M Squad with Lee Marvin, That's fairly well remembered, but it's been a long time. And then you also have such stuff that is not remembered
Policewoman, Kojak.
Like Highway Patrol. Who else is in that thing? Naked City. Naked City was a cop show, cop detective show. Yep. That was shot in New York, and apparently everybody on Broadway who could use a job was on that show. If you watch the Naked City, it ran for about 5 years, around 1958 or about 1963 or so. Huge lineup of guest stars, and everybody was on that show. It's actually a well-written show.
Oh, yeah, Adam 12. Amy, we did a drink earlier called Cardboard McTwo-by-4.
You know who we're talking about.
Which I dedicated to Kent McCord.
You know exactly what we're talking about.
Because I love him, but he's wooden. He is wooden.
Ultimately,
so I called it the Cardboard McTwo-by-4.
As much as some of these cop shows have great themes, Barney Miller, when you start talking the private detective shows...
Vichy Warshawski. Yeah, okay.
Oh,
yeah, for sure.
That's right. I remember.
Chips is the best. We updated our rum punch drink earlier.
Rum punch. So it actually features some different ingredients. So maybe it's the rum punch too. And when we start talking themes...
Starsky, oh my gosh. Chaz says, you should make a drink called the Starsky and Hooch. Yes, we should.
Well, they were driving around in what I believe was a 1973 Duster that was souped up. Can somebody correct me on this? Because I think I've got the car wrong. But it certainly as hell looks like a Duster.
It up.
And at the end of the day, a Duster is basically a souped up Dart. It's a really square vehicle. But theirs was hiked up in the back with some pretty heavy, like, racing tires. They were these groovy police detectives who were out there catching the perps. Plainclothes detectives. Kind of like Policewoman.
The General... Are you talking about the General?
No, I'm talking about the Starsky and Hutch car.
Oh, hold on.
No. The General Lee's a Dodge Charger, by the way. It has an unfortunate flag on top of it, which makes it a bit of a problem these days.
Yeah, 100%.
I watched plenty of this stuff 100%. Back in the day.
Ford Gran Torino.
Gran Torino. Okay, I stand corrected.
Starsky and Hutch. 100% about the General Lee.
They're driving around in a freaking Ford. Yep. Yeah.
But Starsky and Hutch were driving around in a Ford Gran Torino.
We have to look up the Shaft car, too. He was driving around in the second movie with some hot rod. I
know he didn't drive a car in the first movie.
No, he took the subway.
Yeah.
You can see him emerging from the subway. He probably took some cabs. There's a scene.
He took the A train.
Within the first 10 minutes, he's trying to hail a cab, and the guy blasts past him, and he just gives him an obscenity. Well, true.
Which was kind of awesome.
But then there's another scene where he hops in a cab and he's going uptown to see Bumpy. So,
oh God,
that's the thing.
baby.
The man doesn't walk around that much. He takes cars. Second movie, they give him a car. Car's a hot rod. They were probably thinking about the Bond picture that was around at that time.
Was Beretta a cop or a detective?
Isn't he a PI?
I feel like he was a PI.
I think he's a PI.
In which case, he'll be next week.
Serpico is a detective. Columbo is a detective.
No, but Columbo was police detective.
Police detective.
Not a private investigator.
Yeah.
Here's the divide here. Police detectives versus private investigators.
So we're talking about flatfoots versus private dicks. That's what we're talking about.
That's what we're talking about.
It is a distinct impression because, of course, in these shows, the police always show up and they have a real attitude towards the private detectives.
Robert Vaughn was awesome.
Oh, Man from U.N.C.L.E., of course, is a
Man from U.N.C.L.E.
spy show which deserves its own genre.
So next week we're going to do detectives, and the week after that we are going to do spies.
Oh, you've actually named it. So,
I have. I've got the next 2 weeks planned.
So perhaps we have
PIs.
The Man from U.N.C.L.E., the Girl from U.N.C.L.E., the I Spy. Classic theme, great show, fantastic stuff. A couple of tennis players, yeah, right. And who else was in the whole spy genre? Of course, you can't forget Get Smart. So we got a lot of shows to work with there, folks. The Bond thing launched a million ships.
Amy saw Isaac Hayes' car at the Stax Museum.
In
We've
Memphis,
only been to Memphis once.
Always Elvis's cars, of which there are many. He had some cool vehicles.
Yeah.
And the planes, too. Jeez. And I want to tell you, every single vehicle he has had an 8-track player. Yeah. Well, he recorded for RCA. So there you go. It's hilarious. But great stuff. I would love to see Isaac Hayes' car. We didn't actually make it to the Stax Museum. We had limited time in Memphis. We had to do one thing or another, and it's like we're definitely doing Graceland because that's why we came here perfectly. And then I said, what else can you do? It's like, you could also do Sun Studios. We said, that's a good corollary.
Oh, that was great.
We had Sun.
Oh, it was great.
At the time, and perhaps even now, Sun, the tour guide noted to us something very important. A lot of history has happened here, but this is an operating music studio. If you want to record in Sun, talk to the gal at the desk and book some time. Go record his Sun.
God, I love the comments.
You want to stand where Carl Perkins recorded,
Jamie says Columbo's Peugeot was still the best off-duty car. Yes.
I believe it's a 1958 Peugeot. It might be a 1959 Peugeot. It's a really beat up Peugeot. And here's the thing.
So good.
As a prop in a TV show, you had to make sure that looked exactly the same every time. And worked as badly. That's hard. That's like Archie Bunker's
Heart
chair.
to Heart. Oh my gosh. Hugo saying Heart to Heart with Scarecrow and Mrs. King.
Oh, man.
We might need to spend a couple of weeks on this. I'm just saying.
McMillan and Wife? We want to talk PI shows. It goes on.
Heart to Heart. My father used to call Heart to Heart, Heart to Dummy.
You're thinking, who's the dummy? Yeah, we know who the dummy was.
Which one's the dummy? Like, I don't know.
We know who the dummy was.
But I love it. I love it. We got to do this.
Which brings us right back to The Girl from U.N.C.L.E., which frankly was a good series. It really didn't get a chance. But that also makes us think of private detectives. Honey West.
Oh.
Whoa.
This might be a multi-parter.
You want to talk about like a gal who drives around in an Aston and can kick your booty? Yep. Oh, wow. What a cool series.
Bruce the Ocelot.
Yeah, she has a pet ocelot, for God's sakes. Some of these characters had Bruce Lee as a sidekick. She had Bruce.
The ocelot.
A cat of prey. Wow. Her sidekick.
Are ocelots cat of prey?
Yes. Yeah.
Really?
They hunt. Definitely.
I remember when I was in high school, someone brought their pet ocelot to the school one day.
You did an ocelot in school? Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, was it really...
As far as I know.
Was I in danger? Because I didn't feel like I was in danger.
It's a small cat.
It was small.
You're larger than it, so frankly, it's not going to be that, If you're playing with the big cats, that's
it
one
didn't
thing.
attack me.
Yeah, it did.
Just saying.
It did. Four through Grand Lux 59. Thank you. I love that thing. Oh, John Steed, thank you. For God's sakes, earlier I could not remember Steed's name to save my life.
Well, I could have
remembered
told
Mrs.
you
Peel.
that.
I didn't ask.
Could have told you that.
They did these crazy far out series. Now, the Avengers ran through 2 or 3 series, of course. And there is a pre-Mrs. Peel series, circa 1963-64, which features a different gal. I believe her name is Candy Gale, as played by Honor Blackman.
Oh.
In black leather. Jeez. What is it with these SM gals in the Avengers? Wow.
Yes.
So that's unbelievable. So you can see those. Those are kicking around out there. I think that those were filmed series, and we have a set somewhere on videotape. Oh,
Let's go find it right now.
Better go find it. I want to see these things. Yeah, they're pretty cool. And there's an even earlier series that was broadcast live around 1961. It just takes you back. But eventually they decided, Honor decided to go and do different things like films, and she became Pussy Galore, and etc. She had a really great career doing these various things. But then they actually drafted a different gal, and Mrs. Peel is really the definitive gal. She's pretty amazing. There's even that TV series about the gal who talks to dogs, and she drives around in, I believe, a Jaguar, like a 60 Jaguar.
I think you're right, but
I think she wears leather. I'm like, okay, it's Mrs. Peel. Mrs. Peel comes in and calms your dog down. Pretty hilarious.
Victoria someone.
Yeah.
I forget her last name.
I'm very sorry to forget that right now, but I got the container.
Saint. I know. Okay, so I feel like now I feel pressure. I feel like the detective might have to be 2 weeks.
Hey, Amy's got to vote in for Lancelot Link. Secret chip!
Lancelot Link!
Can anybody name which organization he was fighting against? He was working for APE, of course. This whole thing is kind of a takeoff on Get Smart. But he was fighting an organization that was designed to take over the world. Mata Hari. Thank you. I used to watch this as a kid, and I was fascinated with this stuff. Years later, I realized there's a soundtrack album, and when somebody music, I'm like, what? So I looked that up, and I'm like, this is the best bubblegum album ever made. It's unbelievable. It's frankly my favorite, even above the Banana Splits.
I was supposed to say, I thought Banana Splits was the best.
The Splits is incredible. And if I'm saying this about Lancelot Link, that is the album to take a listen to.
The drink would have to have banana liqueur.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Well,
all right, next week.
We have to have a handmade banana liqueur, which is very good. And I would do a Lance Link drink in a minute. We have to watch some episodes.
Next week.
There's some really cool songs. You got to check it out. We were just in Ohio very recently shooting an
Chaos.
episode.
Yeah, Lisa is mentioning Chaos.
Chaos. Get Smart. Who was the evil organization in Lancelot Link? Anybody? It's a fun one.
Oh, Hugo says, someone asked Diana Ray, how do you get in those cat suits? She said, you can start by buying me a martini. Oh my gosh.
That's a little suggestive.
Mm-hmm.
So we were in Ohio.
A little.
Shooting at the flea market at Tiki Underground in Akron. Actually, Akron vicinity. And who shows up late in the day but the lead singer from 45 Spider. And I was thinking about the fact that they perform a really incredible... Thank you, Hadley. Yep. Perform a really incredible version of Gonna Find a Cave from the soundtrack of the Banana Splits. So Frank, I could recommend the Splits. I can recommend 45 Spider. And, she's a lovely gal. So it was a really good evening to be able to actually have a short conversation with her. But it reminded me of all of these soundtrack pieces and bits. This used to be very hard to find. It was all scattershot. It was all done very quickly at the time. It was all disposable. But there we are. And
she has had
bang.
Yep, found her.
Yep. And they have a really cool van in the background of the video, so you got to check that out. Well, there we're talking about private chimps and etc. So that's probably a future episode. Thank you, Jamie.
Chump.
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 I believe that APE stood for Agency to Prevent Evil, and I forget what the hell Chump stood for. The fact is that in the Bond series...
A.J. Edgar Hoover. A bit like an Amoroso. Searches a lady's pump. Because he was a nut. And oh, Chaz.
Oh, that's a killer.
I'm depressed I can't give you a reaction there, because that's hilarious.
I think we need to visit your tiki bar again and find a ladies' pump, preferably used, and actually assemble said drink in that in honor of A.J. Hoover, which immediately makes me think of the President's Analyst, a different spy caper.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm here for that.
I am definitely aboard for such things, because I think Hoover deserves nothing less than a ladies' pump with a drink in it. Hello. Chump. I think Chump stood for something. I believe that in Get Smart, chaos and control did not stand for anything. They had some great ideas for acronyms, and it never came together. Whereas in the Bond picture, Spectre did stand for something, and Uncle stood for something, and Thrush stood for something. So, all of these fun acronyms.
Sorry. Just...
Well, that's life, isn't it?
Yeah. Anyway.
Isn't that the thing? Well, we've had some fantastic drinks here. Dealing with all sorts of cop shows.
Next week, detectives.
Mm-hmm.
Private investigators. Private dicks.
We've dealt with all the procedural cop shows. Just the facts, ma'am.
Well, I don't know if we've dealt with all of them, but we nodded
a number
at
of them.
We nodded at them.
We have name-checked all the really heavy shows. We've got not only Dragnet, which is potentially the show for all the procedural cop shows. We've also got 5-0, which is a fantastic procedural show, and an even better location. We've also got same location as Dragnet. You have Policewoman, which adds a different dimension, and some fantastic exercises in polyester. I got to say, the costumes on that show really boggle the mind. Very 8-track.
Oh, the Way Out song from the Flintstones. Yes.
Oh, Way Out.
Oh, wait. I tried to click on that, and Facebook sent me away. Hold on.
Into Adam 12, of course, son of. And then Chips, which frankly, it really works as yet another derivation of Dragnet at the end of the day. It's not. It's a different producer. It's a different head. But really, it's another procedural show. I can't get back to that
comment, but...
You know,
I tried.
On Dragnet, well, we're really talking about Dragnet 67. That's the revival of the show in color. They deal a lot with student demonstrations and hard drugs and hallucinogens. Whereas Chips deals a lot with gangs of youths stealing 8-track players out of cars. That's, well, it's a difference. Pretty hilarious, I gotta say. But we've also name-checked Honey West, for later because, man,
Honey West.
That's some kind of killer. And of course, produced by...
Aaron Spelling.
Bingo. An Aaron Spelling series. He starts out his whole career doing stuff like Honey West and Mod Squad.
I always say Aaron. Wow. It must have been good to be Aaron Spelling.
It was not bad. I will say that without fear of contradiction. Yeah, he did pretty well early on, and then he went from there.
I just think of Legally Blonde when she says, I grew up in Bel Air, Warner, across the street from Aaron Spelling. Like, yeah, it must have been good to be Aaron
A lot of people would have considered that better than all that, you know? Yeah. It was okay.
Most people think it was a lot better than some dirty old Vanderbilt.
You know, I think he did Burke's Law, too. That's what I couldn't remember earlier.
Yeah,
I think he did Burke's Law.
Charlie's Angels.
And Charlie's Angels later.
Did he do Charlie's Angels? Wait, hold on.
Wait.
No, I think that was someone else. Hold on.
Let's check it out. We gotta make sure that we get these facts straight. Just the facts, ma'am.
I don't want to accredit shows to Aaron Spelling that weren't Aaron Spelling.
We don't want to give you any BS information here on this show.
No, we really do not. Hold on.
Because what this show does is cut through the BS for you, so you don't have to experience that. It's very true.
I don't want to get this wrong. Love Boat. Hold on. Yeah, he's all about the Love Boat.
I don't see any Charlies here. That was a different producer.
No. That was What's His Face and What's His Face. Fantasy Island.
Yep, that's definitely spelling heart to heart.
Who am I thinking of for Charlie's Angels? Hold on.
Look it up, please.
Yeah,
we have the power at our fingertips. We can do that kind of stuff.
I got this.
I'm just telling you.
Charlie's Angels.
Let's see. Who do we have?
Hold
A reboot television series was broadcast in 2011.
Aaron Spelling! Produced by Aaron Spelling.
Well, why wasn't that in the list?
I don't know.
It's such an obvious spelling production.
I'm not nuts. It was Aaron Spelling.
I never said so. No, did anybody here? I would have thought so myself.
I was ready to throw Aaron under the bus, but that was peace.
You know, when you find out that it's not the man,
give credit where credit is
not
due.
the woman, then you just move on down the road. But the fact is, he did it. Boom. And you did it, Aaron. You produced that series.
So
well,
good.
It ran for several seasons.
Wait, hold on. We lost our Facebook broadcast.
Oh, bugger. Got to find that back.
Man.
I tell you, late in the game.
We needed an intern.
Gotta get it back.
We needed an intern.
We're wrangling 3 platforms. Well, 2 platforms, but 3 pages here. It's like a lot of things.
Oh, okay.
Interesting post I saw there a second ago.
I have nightmares like this where I can't get to our page.
Where's our page anyway?
All right, you know what? I'm just going to say I can't get to our page.
We've tried.
We
were there all evening.
He saw me try to get to our page and I can't do it.
Well, you trying to get to what, the Facebook page?
Yeah.
Which one? Like the main page?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is...
that's
your personal. Oh, yeah. And we managed to lose the who's this and the was this? Yeah. So the personal page should be here, right?
Right.
Yeah.
You're going to see what I just saw. Give up.
Apparently, we can't play this video.
Give up.
Well, folks, it's about that time anyway. If you're watching on one or another of these pages and we are not responding to you, it's because we can't see your comments.
It's not because we don't love you, because we absolutely do.
Oh, shucks. But we do, of course. Thank you for tuning in. It's been a great evening. We're talking about police detectives. Everybody.
And next week we're going to do
Racket Squad all the way up to Cagney and Lacey. Wow, we've covered a lot of ground.
Well, all the way up to Captain. She's a captain now.
Captain
right?
Olivia Benson.
Captain Olivia Benson.
She keeps
getting promoted.
Well, she's been on the air for about, I don't know.
That woman
45 seasons. She should be promoted. Jeez.
She's on a roll. So
got a thing going on.
Yeah.
Definitely. She catches the perps. I happen to really, really love when I'm thinking about all of these folks we see on various shows, particularly these world's dumbest shows, and they're like, yada, 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 yada. I love her quote, "You need to stop talking." Yeah.
Stop talking.
You need to get a lawyer and stop talking.
So if you are commenting on our Facebook page and we're not seeing it, I am really, really, really sorry because
it completely conked out.
Facebook completely conked out.
Not unusual for this platform, I can say.
Nope.
And if you're using this platform, you will understand, because that's life. But the fact is, we've enjoyed your company for 2 hours plus now.
Yes, thank you.
And we're so grateful you could be with Heroes here tonight. We're just sharing some fun memories of, TV shows of your what? Oh, your memories. Your memories in front of a black and white television set watching Starsky and Hutch. Woo! PIs. No, they were actually police detectives, as a matter of fact. But we've had a lot of fun with all of the police cops. There's all sorts of great stuff. Well, I was drinking a Car 54 earlier. Oh, that's kind of fun.
I bet you could have one again if you're sad.
I could do it again, just in case I feel lonely. You got to have an officer tootie from time to time. Oh, you got to have it. Oh. But so much great stuff that's happening out there. And always, you've inspired another episode next week, and then another episode after that. Oh, yeah. It warms the heart. As always, we're so thankful you could be with us here tonight. If you are current patron sponsors, thank you for helping us make this happen. If you're not and you'd like to be, then obviously if you go to patreon.com/Velveteen.
Patreon.com/Velveteen Lounge.
Thank you. Then you can find us, and there are several levels where you could help us do what we do.
But we're just so grateful you're here. So.
Yeah. Showed up for a broadcast on a Thursday night. Perhaps we made your night a little more fun. That's what we try to do here. We try to actually give you a few drinks, a few laughs, and etc. As always, before long,
do a little dance, make a little get down tonight.
We will see you soon.